So it's time for a second trip back into the world of Forza Horizon 4. This time, vaguely Christmas themed. Hashtag Christmas, I guess, because we're doing this in Christmas week. And since the last time we were here, which was also the first time we were here for this current run, celebrating 5 years on since this game's release, things have changed quite... The more things have changed, the more things have stayed the same in this game. I've deliberately avoided not doing any of the regular, like, racing and challenges and things like that. The only thing I've really done are the festival playlists. So, well, the festival playlist, I should say. I think I did the one before that. I can't view it from this menu. But that, in and of itself, has... Basically, the way I'm treating this is I'm kind of forming the list in my head. I've put together a list of cars that I want to acquire in this game, all of which are very rare. So, like, not even counting the barn finds, of which that's filled up rather nicely. Because as I've been going through the game, the barn finds have been popping up. So here's our barn find selection for the moment. I believe, did we find that one? We found the first two, I believe, in the first part of this Let's Play. So we found that, our Audi Quattro, as formerly owned by DCI Gene Hunt. We found our Escort. Didn't we call this Gav? Gav in the Escort. We have also found, since then, this very, very delicious Ford GT40 Mark 1. Very, very pretty. Look, it's just... I mean, what else are you supposed to say? It's utterly, staggeringly pretty. And also incredibly fast and incredibly good at what it did and what it was built for. So, found that. Obviously, cars like that, just sneak into your local neighborhood farm. Just to have a look around in the nearby fields near Farmer Brown's farm near your house. And you might just see a barn in a far corner that might contain, I don't know, probably a knackered old tractor or some old scrap metal. Or it might contain one of these. A Jaguar XJ220 supercar. It is Forza Horizon logic, but I do appreciate it very much. And I also appreciate this very much because it's very sexual. XJ220, I believe named after its top speed, which is pretty gangster. And also, fun fact, I believe you could drive these in TOCA 2 touring cars on the PS1 in like a one-make series. I'm pretty certain was there a one-make series for those in real life? Can't imagine that many people affording to buy them, let alone race them. Speaking of hot Jags, obviously we've got the Icon. We've got the Legend, and I've put a nice kind of historic racing livery on mine. It's a Jag E-Type. Somewhere Richard Hammond is just spaffing himself inside out. and rightfully so, really. It is the Icon. It is the hero. I say it's the Icon Sting. It's basically been around about as long as Sting has been an active wrestler. Sting's debut, 1951. Or 1961 in that case. We need to commit a bank heist, we really do. Speaking of hot 90s supercars, here's one. It's a Lotus Elise, but not as you probably know it, because this is a massive roidy GT1 spec Elise. This was one of the cars I remember when I was first playing through and uncovering the barn finds that way. I remember I was like, oh, that's a pleasant surprise to have this in the game. You don't see it in many racing games, and that's a travesty, because as you can tell, it's a roidy Lotus Elise. Years before Hennessy got the idea to basically roid out a Lotus Elise with the Hennessy Venom, there was this. There was Lotus's own attempt, and it's staggeringly pretty. I believe there's a V8, a massive supercharged V8 under that bonnet at the back. Don't think because this isn't full Forza Vista, we can't actually open the hood and stuff like that. Just detonate the car. Oh. Why'd you throw a grenade at it? I just wanted to look inside. Speaking of vintage British coupes, the MGB, another Icon, another car that Hammond's probably spaffing over as we speak. In fact, I was rewatching the last episode of Classic Top Gear the other day with my best friend. It was the one after Clarkson had been fired for punching man. So it was the one where Hammond and May were just in an empty studio, and they were like, yeah, we've got a couple of films that we had finished making, including, I think, ironically, the one where Clarkson did punch a man while on the set. Obviously, it wasn't mentioned in the final film, but if I remember rightly, one of them was a classic car-based challenge, And this is what Hammond bought. He bought an MGB. Because May bought some kind of old Peugeot, and Clarkson bought a... Hi, we would like 2 pints and a bag of crisps. That's it. That's it. Yeah, Clarkson had some sort of old Fiat, I think, an old Fiat Spider, I want to say. And as for British icons, it doesn't get more iconic than that. You just knew that was going to happen. I think everybody had that reaction when they first played this game, first got the barn find, and found this. You knew one of the barn finds was going to be an original Mini Cooper, and rightfully so. The legend, the hero, the working class hero of the masses. And obviously I've got mine kitted out in full rally spec. The Elise GT1 is middle engine rear drive with a 3.5 litre V8 engine. I was right with the V8 then. Also, if it's 3.5 litre, I wonder if that's derived from the Rover V8. I wonder. So yeah, the Mini's a legend. We love it very much. Speaking of cute small cars and Top Gear, funnily enough, this was another one of the barn finds, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's a Peel. It's a Peel P50. Look at it there. It's tiny. The Peel. Hello, Tuz. Oh dear. No. Oh yes. Oh yes. No negativity for this small. But look at it there. This small Cyclops. It looks like Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. If you painted it green, it would look like Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. on on wheels. It's still in production. It is. It's brilliant. Paint it green, then. I'm sure someone will have done. We've got a few more here. Let's go down here. Speaking of 90s British supercars, here's another one. Probably the most insane of the lot because it's a TVR. Anyone who remembers the history of TVR knows that they never did things by halves, ever. Why build a supercar when they can build the car that looked weird in TOCA 2? What, you mean like the Jag XJ220? Yeah, this was also in TOCA 2, I believe. Was the Elise GT1 in that game as well? Excuse me. I believe this had a V12 and about a bazillion horsepower. It's a Lotus-built engine type 918. Ah, Ted put the Bonnets back. Was that not what was written on one of the notice boards when they found the abandoned TVR factory in another Top Gear episode? But yeah, this is seriously just outrageous. The link I sent you, AJ, somewhat related. I'll have a look at that after the stream, Sudoku. I'm just quoting classic Top Gear. Speaking of cute little classic British sports cars, it's a Triumph. It's a Triumph Spitfire. Which might be the coolest name for any car ever. Alongside, you know, the Jensen Interceptor. But yeah, this is very cute. It's a little British sports car. Look at that. It's cars like this, and stuff like the Austin Healey, I suppose, that inspired things like the Mazda MX-5 and the Honda S2000 and stuff like that. This is what Britain did particularly well for a long time. Small, incredibly pretty, relatively small engine, but very, very fast. Two-door convertible sports cars like this. Very, very cute. It's literally just a link to the Queen song, I'm in love with my car. Oh, there you go. Hang on. Wait a minute. I have some trivia about that, but I need to check that I've got me, where are we at? I need to check this. I believe I'm in love with my car was written about Roger Taylor's own, I don't think it was a Triumph Spitfire, but he had some kind of two-seat car, sports car. I think it was something like that. Right. We're in time by drummer Roger Taylor. Roger Taylor, history. Aha! The revving sounds includes the song we're recording of Taylor's then current car, an Alfa Romeo. The lyrics were inspired by one of the band's roadies, whose Triumph TR4 was obviously the love of his life. So not quite a Spitfire, but a Triumph. Very similar to this one. So there you go. That's cool. That's kind of a full circle moment. 7.7 litre V12 in-game rated at 800 horsepower. That's for the TBR, not this. You probably can swap a V12 into it in this game, but I wouldn't recommend it. I just wouldn't. And then finally, speaking of icons, not a British car, but iconic for British culture. And it might be very iconic for a fictional character that I'm developing at the moment. who's going to do a lot of rally driving. We've already seen her on stream a few times. And, yeah, it's the 22B STI Subaru Impreza. The 1998 peak Colin McRae spec. In actual fact, I didn't know this. I did not know this, or I must have forgotten about it, because I actually... 22, oh man. Because I actually have a few... I found years ago in... I think it was in Waterstones in Blue Water. A few copies of the Tokyo Pop translated, adapted Initial D. And it's the only time I've ever found any of them in stores. And I know the original Tokyo Pop translation actually stopped before Initial D itself finished. One day I will complete the collection. But I forgot that in one of the volumes that I've got, this car is in it. Owned by none other than Bunta Fujiwara, main character's father. Taku Fujiwara's dad buys one of these. And I'd completely forgotten. And in fact, this livery, this paint scheme, I believe, bar maybe the wheels, I think I've changed the colour of the wheels a little bit. This is labelled, or I remember downloading this paint, it's the Bunta Fujiwara livery for his car. Although strange, I seem to remember in my adaptation, if it's the one I'm thinking of, the Subaru was yellow. It was like bright yellow, but still. Yeah, so if it was good enough, not only for Colin McRae and Richard Burns and an entire generation of incredible rally drivers, but also the dad of the King of Toge, the King of Initial D himself, then, yeah, I'd say that's validation enough. And as you can tell, it is, well, you probably can't tell, actually. It looks fairly standard. But maybe if you look closer, see a bit of a roll cage in there, the fatter tyres and that. Yeah, it's in full rally spec, understandably, because what else would it be? What else was I going to make this out to be? I don't know. An MPV? No. No. So we still have a few more to uncover, which we might come to at some point during the stream today. Now, those are just the barn finds. I mentioned earlier that I'm kind of going through this game trying to acquire, kind of Gone in 60 Seconds style, I'm trying to acquire a list of the very rarest cars in the game. The barn finds aren't included in that. So, that's reflected when we go to my garage. So there's the Audi Sport Quattro barn find. Then, gonna just lurk for now. I think that's all right, Sudoku. You do what you want. You do what you want. You, if you need to lurk for a bit, you feel comfortable, that's fine. And, yeah, a lot of these cars... Let me see, actually, if I can show you this from this menu. A lot of the rarest cars in this game are from here, Horizon Backstage, where you need backstage passes to claim a lot of the cars. Otherwise, they're only available from the auction house over here. Very often for very, 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 very large sums of in-game money. So in amongst the backstage, you've got all sorts of different cars they've added. And you'll see some of them are marked with owned, even though so far on this save, on this run through the game, I've not had any backstage passes. These are cars I've managed to pick up, or sometimes they are rewarded in the festival playlist, which updates every week. So sometimes they're offered for a week or so as a prize for some of those events. Those are the only ways to acquire these cars. These are some of the rarest cars in the entire game. And I have a few of them. And there's many more I want to acquire, including that one. Special Edition Mark II Ford Escort. Holden VL Commodore Group A spec. Mark II Toyota MR2, Nissan Pulsar. Toyota Celica GT4 ST205. Speedtail. That particular retro Porsche. I had some of these cars, and I've actually sold them on again. Because, again, it's like... I thought about trying to acquire all the rare cars in the game. And there's loads of them that I'd be grinding... I'd be grinding for the rest of my life. Mostly for cars that I'm ambivalent on. So I'm like, why not just focus on the ones you really want? And so far, I've been able to do that. So here's the complete selection. Really want that as well. Hudson Hornet. Doc Hudson. There he is. The real Doc Hudson. Real Doc Hudson hours. And... so you've got a load of cars that are only available there. You've got a load of cars that literally only show up for seasonal... Hang on, if I just quit out here... and that's an ad break coming up now anyway, so... Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. Just in the background I can hear... So, someone's doing some drifting in the nearby vicinity. This is the festival playlist. This updates every week. So you got a monthly, like a series, and it covers all 4 seasons, so 4 weeks. And all these events, all the gold ones are ones I've completed. And as you can see, I've unlocked 2 cars from doing this week, 80%. if I complete the whole series 50%, I will get a backstage pass that I can use on any of the cars we were just looking at. And actually there you go, 80% complete is the AMG Hammer Coupe, which was one of the backstage cars. The other car listed there, the Mazda RX-3, literally only shows up in seasonals, in festival playlists. So unless it's here, and you can win it from doing these, you can't find it unless it pops up on the auction house. And they're often incredibly rare. When they do pop up on the auction house, they're sniped within seconds. They are incredibly difficult to acquire outside of those, times and things like that. So, with that all in mind, funnily enough, the car I'm driving right now is not one of those, not particularly rare in the game. Ah, there you go. Hello. Oh, he's going in the house as well. So, yeah, it's, I've been kind of making a list and checking it twice of the cars that I really want to acquire in this game. Basically, a lot of the cars I'm going for, you can't just buy new from here, from the auto show. You have to acquire them in certain ways, and I've done pretty well so far acquiring some of these cars, and this isn't even the full lineup. I might chop and change, sell a few of these, but there are a few that are locked down. Not that kind of lockdown. That are locked in. This was one I found the other day. Sometimes you will literally be browsing the auction house, one will pop up, and I've even had this a couple of times. One has popped up for sale for like nothing. For like £5 in game or something, and you're relatively £5, and you're like, why is it this cheap? I must have it. I think this was one of them, Buick GSX, which if any OGs remember, any other PS1 era kids like me, where else have we seen this car? You might have seen it as an unlockable secret car on the Chicago map in Driver 2 on the PS1. Well, it wasn't technically this, but listen, it was a yellow muscle car with black outlines on the body, black stripes on the hood, and it had twin headlights. It was a Buick GS. It was basically this. It was basically all but this. Those games didn't have licensed cars, but it was a Buick BSX. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, this is very cool. Sniped this the other night, I think, from the auction house, which is very cool. Let's show you the cars that I won for doing this week's festival playlist, which, because of their timely nature, I decided I'll do them off stream. Plus, they can get a bit repetitive. They are a bit grindy, because you have to build certain cars for certain events and all this kind of stuff. And I've streamed that before. I've done weekly Forza streams before, doing the festival events and stuff, and they just kind of get a bit boring after a while. One thing that isn't boring is this. This is the car I won for completing 80% of this week's festival playlist. The Mercedes-AMG Hammer Coupe. I've just realised we can do this as well. Explode! That's a near 6-litre V8 under the hood there. I like the fact you can tell it's an executive saloon because the lights have their own windscreen wipers. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Oh, look at this leather and wood trimming and that. It's basically a yobby. It's a gentleman assassin, this car. It's an executive saloon, but also a V8 fire-spitting coupe. There's the twin exhaust at the back there. Can you open the trunk? Yes, you can. That's just about enough room for the body of someone who hasn't paid their employer in the last 6 months. So any local mafia bosses need someone bumping off, I've got the car for you. And yeah, it's sexual. It's pornographic. This is actually a custom livery that someone's made for it. I downloaded it. And it's pornographic. I love it. I'm probably going to make that into a drift car. Because why not? There's a few better statements to make than just rocking up in one of those. The other car I won for beating this week's festival playlist, I should say, was the Yakuza Mobile, there you go, was this Mazda RX-3, which is a stupidly rare car because, yeah, 6-litre V8 in the Hammer Coupe. Much smaller engine in this, in a much smaller car, but it's just as cool, I think, in my opinion. I love the little RX-3 Coupe. I think it's 1973 this model dates from. I've obviously tuned it up a bit. I've given it the the historic racing treatment. I don't think you can open the hood on this one. You'll never know what looks... Oh, no, you can! Because it opens forwards! Yeah, there you go. Look at that. So there's the little engine in there. What is it? Well, it's some sort of rotary... I think this is one of the first generation of rotary engines. So there's... if all you're seeing on your screen right now is just a big bag of Doritos, that's accurate, really. So There's the bag of Doritos that powers this car. And it's very cute. It's very lovely. A 1.1 litre 2-rotor. So 2 Doritos under the hood of that car. And let's have a look inside. Love the interior in these old cars. Look at that. Lovely. Look at that. Rotary engine. Oh, the old dashboard. The old shifter knob and things like that. The handbrake. All of this. It's very, very cool. It just looks so cool. And, oops. There we go. So, I don't know if is the boot modelled? Yeah. You can tell this is designed very differently to the Hammer Coupe. Definitely not room for a a hitman's victim in there. So if you need to bump someone off, definitely stick to the Hammer Coupe. The RX-3, you might have problems there. So yeah, that's very cool. And this is so rare, it's not even in the backstage pass section. You literally have to wait for this to either pop up on the auction house for all of 5 seconds before someone snipes it, or hope that it comes around in a festival, a seasonal event, festival playlist, as it has done this week. So I'm very happy about that. A lot of the other cars I've picked up are ones that you can pick up in backstage passes, but if you can acquire them without needing to, then go for it. I believe this was in the Forzathon shop, which is where it's part of that you earn points doing Forzathon live little invitational mini games and stuff. And I picked this up because it was in the Forzathon shop this week. It's a Nissan 300ZX, a very underrated Nissan. I love this car. I remember seeing it back in Gran Turismo 2. That's where I first learned about it. Very cool car. It is front. Is it front engine or mid engine? It's got to be front engine, isn't it? Can you just not open the hood on this one? Because there's some cars you can't open the hood for. Yeah, it's front engine rear. I thought so. Okay, we can't. We are not allowed to access. We are not allowed to see what powers this beast. I want to say it's a V6. Okay. Okay then. We'll just I think we're good. Can anyone else see that, by the way? Can any mods see that message, by the way? Can I not ban them from this screen? No? Huh. Allow will post it to the chat. Well, I don't want to, because it's a very... Someone's just randomly come in and said, "What's up, ugly, fat, gay, lifeless, shitty face, bro?" And now saying, "I love you." Yeah. We're gonna just boot you out, I think. Very strange. I'd put it this way. I was wondering where I'd forgotten where the band hammer was. Yeah, random. Okay. That's how you want to spend your day. You do that, I suppose. Not very in the spirit of Christmas. What a loser. I know, right? Well, yeah, I couldn't see it. Well, yeah. Fuck off out of here, you. I approve this message, Nick. But yeah, it's weird. Did the moderators not even see that? Could you not see that message? Because it was held in auto chat. How cringe coming into someone's stream to spread negativity. I know, right? I know. Hello, by the way, Charles. Yeah, also, that's a bit concerning if mods couldn't see that message. Because that's kind of the sort of thing that mods should be able to deal with. Twitch being impossibly difficult to do basic things on. My swearing has been Australian this year. Also, hello, Charles. Although I'm on mobile. Oh, that would be why. That would be why. Anyway, we were just looking at this pretty car when someone randomly wandered in and decided to throw a load of insults and slurs at me. Not very festive, I don't think. What do you think, Christmas Penguin? No, you agree with Nick. He can f*** off. All right, good. Yep. Christmas Penguin is very protective of Christmas spirit in here. If you're against Christmas spirit, he will just tell you to f*** off. So, yes. Merry Christmas or f*** off. It's very simple. How rude. You're very... Oh, thank you. I finally got my booty onto the OC. I thought I was the one coming up with original characters. With booties. No. Shush. PC. Heck. Oh, okay. Well, that is still a lot of booty to get onto one PC, to be fair. So your PC was probably taking a while to load. It's just like, I am having to process a lot of booty here. Anyway, Right, where were we? We got distracted there. We were looking at nice cars, and then everything just imploded. Right, anyway, so let's have a look at more pretty cars with big booties. Not as big as Charles, but anyway, shush, shut up. I need like a spray ball. Like, calm down, shut up. Anyway, well, nothing's gonna, never at all. ADHD. Ayo. So anyway, I'm not going to calm down anytime soon because I've just seen this. Potentially my favourite generation Chevy Camaro. Also quite rare in this game. I believe it is only a festival playlist reward, I think. It might be. It's the IROC series up in here. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we never get distracted. Ever. Can you see the engine in this one? No, I think it's too pornographic for words. So yeah, this is it. It's just very pretty. It's so 80s as well. Look at it. It's so 80s. And it is also the rarest Camaro in the game, because I believe you can only acquire it via Festival Playlist, or maybe Backstage? I don't know. Yeah, it's stunning. And we will be building that at some point, probably to be some sort of drag racing beast. Along with potentially this, although I'm not sure I will keep this one, which is sacrilegious. Obviously, you may think, what are you playing at? It's a vintage Chevy Chevelle SS muscle car. It's very pretty, but we'll see. I did pick this up for, like, peanuts. This was one of those cars that just appeared in the auction house randomly while I was browsing, and I'm like, is it supposed to be priced that little? Surely the price tag's supposed to have 1 or 2 extra zero. Never mind, I don't care. I'm having it. So we've got that for the moment. Like I say, whether it stays, I don't know. This is very cute. I'm delighted. This, I think, was added to the game only in the last, like, year or so. Like, this was new to me when I recently came back to this game. I was like, I had no idea this was in the game. This is a Citroën DS23. It's an old-school French cruiser, which is also cool. And there's another reason why I've got it. Most importantly, the reason I've got it in this game is not only is it very rare in this game, I don't think it's even a backstage car. It's another one that you have to find. And, oh, by the way, there's the engine. Right in there. Hang on, where is it? It's in there somewhere. There you go. Lean over the spare tyre, and there's the engine right in there. The other cool thing, another big reason I wanted to get this was, yeah, it's playlist only. Okay, there you go. So again, one of the rarest cars in this game. Can you get in the back seat? Oh, you can get in the back seat. Remember when I said backseat gaming? No backseat gaming here. Definitely no backseat driving in this car, because it'd be far too comfortable for that. Yeah, no, another big reason I wanted to buy this car is that you don't see it in many games, and one game that you do see it in is the beginner class of Dirt Rally 2.0. This is one of the beginner cars you can have in the... Oh, I just turned on my camera. Sorry. Not my camera. Like, oh, no, I didn't mean to turn on my DSLR. But yeah, this is one of the starter cars, if you will, in Dirt Rally 2.0. So, yeah, very, very cool. It is the weakest of the 3 starter cars in that game, along with the Mini Cooper and the Lancia Fulvia. But, look at it. It's so French. It's so... just doing its own thing. It will not be rushed. It will not be rushed to the finish line. Even if it's in a rally stage, it will not be rushed to the finish. It will cruise there in style. It's so French. And I love it for that. Picked this up, I think, the other day. I think this was just something to do my cross-country events in. Because just like in secondary school, I hate cross-country events. Just like in secondary school PE, I hate cross-country events. But I might hate them a little bit less behind the wheel of one of these. Which is the GMC Typhoon. Which is a great name for a car anyway. It's funny, this custom paint scheme I've got for it says 454 SS on it. It doesn't have a 454 cubic inch V8, I don't think. I think this is a turbo... Is it a turbo V6, maybe? So that's a Cyclone 4.3 litre turbo. It's mighty powerful enough, and obviously it looks really cool, as you can tell. Look at this. It's aggressive. So there's 2 variants of this. Basically, it's a 4.3 turbo V6. I wonder, Jason, can you do some digging for me and find out if that's related to the engine that was in the Buick GSX? Because obviously GMC, Buick, they'd all be in the same General Motors family at this point. So I wonder, and Buick, obviously with the turbo V6 they put in the GSX, the GNX, I should say. Yeah, that was a turbo V6 that was blowing away most V8 muscle cars at the time, up to and including the actual Corvette of the time. So yeah, very good engine. Wouldn't surprise me if it was kind of similar architecture to that one in this. So that's very cool. So that's when we decided to get very muddy. Now, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. I may have mentioned in my first stream. This is going to be like that time we streamed Gran Turismo 2 all those years ago, and somebody came in and went, "What's up, you ugly fat..." No, they didn't say that, actually. They just went, "Are you actually going to play the game at any point? Or are you just going to look at cars?" No, we're just going to ogle cars. But yes, this is a very interesting one. So, years and years and years ago, on a previous channel I had with my best friend Nate Fitzpatrick, the Armbar Arcade, I did a Let's Play series of one of my least favourite racing games of all time, because clearly I wanted to see myself suffer. Ironically, that was at Christmas too. But it's a game that I wanted to like, and I still find things to like about it. That game is Need for Speed Pro Street. Overall, still one of my least favourite games of all time, but colour shift, yes, we'll talk about the colour in a minute. What does this car, though, have to do with Need for Speed Pro Street? Well, this car wasn't in the game, but there was a guy in the game, a character that we never heard of, we never heard from, we never saw his face, but he became a bit of an unspoken legend / meme of that series, of that Let's Play. His name's Joe Tackett. He was a driver driving for the main bad guy, the main villain, like heel, king of everything, king of street team. So he was a teammate to the main heel, the main villain, and every so often he'd show up as an opponent in races, mostly in drag races, sometimes in circuit races, driving a Honda Civic. In fact, let me go and find the version, the Honda Civic model he would drive, which I bought on PC and in turn... How did you buy Need for Speed Pro Street for PC in the year of our Lord 2023? Isn't that game basically abandonware now on PC? I mean, it should be. It should be abandonware in general. Like Sonic 2006. Yeah, I've gone straight past Honda. I was too distracted by crap games. Lamborghinis, Jaguars, Drags. Rude. Listen, right? You've made your decision. You must now live with it. If you can justify that decision unto yourself. I bought 2 or 3. Why did you buy 3 of them? Why did you buy 1? Let alone 3? But yes, this is the era of Honda Civic. I know you mean a different type of drag race, but I'm just thinking of him showing up his car. Me and Nate also joked about that same thing at one point. He was like, wow, there was the time I walked up. That was a typo. Oh, I bought 2 or 3 years ago. Right, okay. Looking at that CRX. Right, I got you. Okay, well, still, why did you buy even 1 copy? But, right, so that's the generation of Civic that Mr. Joe Tackett drove in the game. He'd always show up in some variant of that Civic. And he was always absolutely abysmal. That's why he became a meme in that game. He was on the main champion, kind of heel king, champion badass team. And yet he was absolutely terrible. You'd get to, like, the final few... It's funny you say surely it'll play better with a wheel. Last I heard, apparently, there's been fixes done by modders that found the line of code that you need to tweak to take out a certain effect that they put in to try and make the handling heavy and realistic, but it actually ruined it. But actually ruined the handling. And apparently they found a way to tweak that. If you just delete that line of code, or whatever it is, or that kind of option in the game's, like, .ini files or something, it actually makes the steering and the handling much, much better. So I'm curious to try it for that reason alone. Doesn't forgive the original game, because, well, if it should have been fixed. Why ruin the handling in the original game anyway? Especially if it was that easy to fix. But the point is, Joe Tackett became a meme in that game, despite the fact we never saw his face or heard anything from him, because he was so rubbish. You'd get to, like, the final drag race in the game, not RuPaul's Drag Race, unfortunately, and he would be slower than the times... He would put in times that were slower than what you were putting in your starter car at the start of the game. He was comically bad. I have no idea what... And what was made even funnier was the fact that the game seemed to not realise that he was this bad. Because in the inter-race cutscenes, when you were at a race day or a race event, you'd hear the announcers or whatever talking about, like there was one section, we'd literally just done some drag races where Joe Tackett had put in like, he'd done a quarter mile in about the same time it takes for me to jog the quarter mile on foot. And the announcer was still doing yeah, that's Joe Tackett. He's got the fastest Honda Civic around. Yeah, he was running 9-second quarter miles in his Civic. Yeah, he's got wheelie bars on it. And we were like, literally none of what you just said is true. None of it. What are you on about? Are you trolling us? And there'd be other bits after he just lost again, where you'd hear like the main heel guy, Rio Watanabe, or as we nicknamed him, Blio Farty Barbie, of course. There'd be times where you'd hear him on the PA and he'd be like, yo, Rio, yo, Blio, Joe Tackett had another terrible run there. What happened there? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Someone wants to check the track. There's clearly hacks going on. Somebody's screwing around. Like, what? So yeah, he became a meme. Now, in my headcanon, what about we give him a redemption arc? We allow him to go away, because at the end of the game, hilariously, when you beat Rio Watanabe in the final showdown races, the rest of his team just bails on him, which I think is quite funny. It's quite cruel, but also funny. What do you mean you don't know what happened? So, what happened afterwards? Well, there's a long time between 2007, when Pro Street came out, and 2018, when this game came out. But what if he went away and found his way back into racing on the streets with a Honda Civic, but this time he's doing it properly. He's doing it for real. And in this case, he's doing it in an 84 Civic CRX Mugen. Again, very rare car in this game. I think it's a backstage pass car, but it looks so 80s and so cool. And it's front-wheel drive, and you can tune it up. You can do all sorts of the car. And the various engines you can put under the hood, which is probably why we can't look under the hood, are various more modern generations of the Honda Civic VTEC engines. So I think at the moment, this is running a B-Series Civic engine, like what would have been in his Civic in Pro Street. So what if he scrapped that car, but kept the engine, dropped that into this build, and turned it into like the ultimate Toge racer, maybe a drag racer perhaps, but mostly a more like a Toge street racer. Maybe he found his way back. Maybe Joe Tackett is going to have a redemption arc. And also, because he likes Hondas in general, and this is another rare car in this game, he's got this for trundling around on at weekends, for cruising around with the roof down in nice weather, a Honda S800, as in the prequel to the Honda S2000. You know what I was saying about the Triumph Spitfire and stuff like that, inspiring Japanese two-door convertible sports cars with small engines? Look at that, it's a dinky little engine. It's a tiny little engine. But more than powerful enough, and it's very, very cute. We like that very much. So yeah, that's Joe Tackett's hobby, like weekend racer, his weekend cafe racer, while he's working on his main Civic build. What else have we got? We've got this. Now this is, I believe, a festival playlist reward as well. It doesn't seem to be that rare. It comes up quite a bit on the auction house, but it's a Lancia and Delta Integrale. I don't know what else to say to you. It's the last great Lancia, the last World Rally Championship winning Lancia, and potentially the best of all of them. Which is a big statement when we're talking about cars like the Stratos and the 037 and all that stuff, and the Fulvia. But it's just so... I love this car so much. Do you know who also loves these cars? My mum. My mum absolutely adores. It's one of her favourite cars of all time. Which is funny, given that she married a man who now owns a Dodge Ram pickup trucks and loves classic American muscle. But they have a wide appreciation, just like their music tastes. They're excellent and many and varied. So, yeah, my mum loves this, and so do I. And so does anyone with a pulse, really, because they're staggeringly pretty, very, very capable cars as well. So this may also feature into the backstory of our resident future, at this point in 2018, future rally driving star, Kirsty McKenzie. That may play in, along with the Citroen that you've already seen. What else is there we've got in here? So we've got quite a nice selection already. This has been my default car for like road racing and stuff because it's high spec. It's a Mosler. It's a Mosler MT900S, which it's basically a Corvette-engined LMP road-going Le Mans prototype, and it's pornographic. And I've also painted it in a Ridge Racer Type 4 livery. I've given it the Dig Racing Team livery because someone had made an awesome Dig Racing Team livery for it. So, Super Mike has arrived, and what timing as well. I've rambled long enough that we've still not played any of the game yet for Super Mike to show up. I see where SHR got the 14 from. I know, right? Well, I think he got it from AJ Foyt, and I wonder if then that meant that the game got it from AJ Foyt as well? Maybe. Speaking of custom builds, this has to be in our garage. It just has to be. It's an auto show car, not particularly rare in this game, but it doesn't matter. Every single game where this car is in the game, the 1971 Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR KPGC10, the Hakoska Skyline, one of the first ever generations of the Nissan GTR that we know today, this has to be in our garage. If it's in the game, Grandpa Zilla. It's in the game, so it's in our garage. Yeah, this is Grandpa Zilla. This is a legend. We've had this car in various forms, like I say, in almost any game where you can have this car, we've made this and built this car. It's Grandpa Zilla because the late 80s, early 90s generation of Nissan GTRs were known as Godzilla, and in fact they still are today. And this being the older first generation of Nissan GTR, somebody, way back in the day, I want to say it was a friend of the channel, Black and Mild, who's often in here, named it Grandpa Zilla. So it's always had that name. Most of the time, if it can be engine swapped, I've popped in a more modern RB26 kind of 90s Skyline engine in it. But yeah, look at this. It's so 70s inside. It's lovely. Wood panel interior. All that good stuff. And from behind the wheel, you cannot tell this level of terror that's about to unleash. I believe it has custom body kit parts. You would be right. You would be right. In fact, it is wearing a wide body kit, I think. As you can tell by the big flared wheel arches. There we go. Let's shut the door. Oops. Let's shut the door, shall we? Shut the fridge. The story is I named it Liam Nissan. I need to be one-upped. I think we also changed it because there was someone in the chat at the time whose dead name I think was Liam. So they weren't particularly keen on that. And then Grandpa Zilla ended up being such a timeless name. Yeah, there you go. Wide body kit on it. Oh, no. That's not the full wide body kit. Okay. That's the wide body kit set. Oh, no. Or is that a preset? Okay, whatever. It's got a rear wang on it. It's got a wang on it, obviously. And yeah, it's beautiful. We love Grandpa Zilla. We stand Grandpa Zilla in this house, for we have no other choice. Otherwise, he will destroy the world. I believe he's got another Origin film out, hasn't he? Godzilla. There's another Godzilla film coming out. Which just reminds me to say justice for the 98 Godzilla film. It's terrible, but I also love it. I love it because of the reasons you're not supposed to. I.e., it's a game that... it's a film that does such a crap job setting up the human characters, you actually want them all to be eaten by Godzilla. At the end of that film, I cried as a kid when I saw that film. I cried at the end when they killed Godzilla. I was like, what the justice for Godzilla? Hashtag justice for Godzilla. Anyway, oh my word. There's some sexy cars coming up. Lefty my engine discoveries earlier. Buick engine is not related to the GMC one. Okay. Maybe they just like fettling around with fast V6 engines. This is quite a rare car in this game. Also has a connection to Dirt Rally 2.0. The Peugeot 205 Rally. Well, it's Rally with an extra E on the end in its name, but... excuse me. I believe the one in Dirt Rally 2.0 is the 205 GTI. So a slightly similar spec. I've basically built this in the Citroen to resemble the spec that they have in Dirt Rally 2.0. So again, this will be another car that probably features in Kirsty McKenzie's origin story. And it's very cute, but also very... It's a small, angry Peugeot. It's a small, angry French yob. And I love that. Le yob. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, you can tell this is a 90s car. I believe... what model year is the one in the game? I think it's 91. Might even be 92, the year I was born. This is so 90s in here, and I love it. Love it very much. So, let's have a look under the hood. Just realised you can actually open the bonnet on this thing. So let's have a look. What is that? A little 1.6-litre engine in there. Very revy boy. We've got more commercials, so we'll just... excuse me, I'll just belch over your commercials. I belch at commercials. The Forza Horizon 4 model is 1991. There you go, so. And there's the boot. Again, not great if you're a hitman and need somewhere to dispose the bodies afterwards, but, you know, it's not for that, really. Just weigh you down out on the rally stages. So that's very cool. And speaking of very cool, we've had a look at the Chevrolets I've got. We've yet to get to the Toyotas. Let's have a look at one of my other favourite car manufacturers of all time, the roster of Porsches I've acquired. 1.3 inline 4 rated at 99 horsepower. It's got 99 horses. It's got 99 horses and the bitch ain't one, apparently. So this is the first of the hot Porsches I've got. This is one of two kind of resto mod Porsches as well, because this is the 911 Carrera. Is it Carrera 2? Porsche 911 Carrera 2 by Gunther Werks. So, not related to Gunther, the current WWE Intercontinental Champion. There's not where the engine is, because, you know, it's a Porsche, so the engine's at the back. Charles, if you're still here, you want cars with thick booty? This is the Charles-mobile. All the booty, there's a lot of booty. Including that, including a whole-ass engine. I'm trying to remember, I think, is that the 4-litre flat 6? I'm not sure. But yeah, there's your patented Porsche, and it's thick and gay. It is! It is! That's actually the old retro. There was a legendary... oh, I've not got it near me at the moment. But there was a legendary... If you look up the Porsche 935 Apple livery, it was a white race car. It was a race at Le Mans in 1980. And it had that kind of rainbow livery on it. Because look, Apple computer. But I just like the fact it's just rainbows on it. And as you can see, I've completely copied... Are you looking at this car and noticing any deja vu with the graphics around at the moment? Are you noticing that? Maybe if I go over here... And, you know, this, down here, you know, you're starting to see it, maybe. Yeah, I kind of ripped all of that off, but I think you can understand why. So, yeah, this is a lovely kind of resto mod build of, I think, a 90s Porsche Carrera 2 911. Very sexy. We've also got the other resto mod old-style Porsche built as a new car. This is a 1990 Porsche 911. Reimagined by Singer, who I think are an American company. I want to say, or are they Austrian? Once again, let's have a look under the hood. No, there's nothing there. Wrong end of the car to be looking for the engine in a Porsche. So let's have a look around here. Let's go back here, and there it is. There's the junk in the trunk. I think this is a 2.7-litre flat 6. And, yeah, Singer basically build these kind of custom, original, but also updated 911s. For brand new. They're stupidly expensive in real life, as is anything that people actually want. But look at this. It's basically the mix of an actual, like, 911 comfy interior, but also a race car in here. They're stunningly pretty and really well engineered and well restored. They're lovely. So, of course, I had to have one in this game. Both of them are rare cars. Both of them you can only acquire through the festival playlist, I think. Although now, you can acquire the C2 Gunther... that one through taking 200 pictures in what I call Pokemon Snap mode, which is the Forza, what's it called? Promo? Horizon Promo? Where you take pictures of cars, unique cars out on the road sort of thing. The other Porsches we've got in here. This one isn't particularly rare in the game. You can buy it from new in the auto show, but I just wanted to have one because it's very cool. This is an original 73 Porsche 911 Carrera. I've given some tuning to. It's very tasty. Lovely. We've also got a couple of the other rare ones I've got. This, I can't remember. I think I got this in the festival playlist when I first started playing this game again. Maybe? Or maybe it was a prize car in that. This is a Porsche 928 GTS. Rare in two ways. Number one, it's a front-engine Porsche. Number two, it's got a V8. No flatness here. Big, thick V8 under the hood. There it is. A Lorg V8. Very, very tasty. So I've kept that for the moment. This is in kind of the maybe, might stay, might not category for the moment, but I'm not selling it for the moment. Because why would you? Same for this. This is a backstage pass car, I think. But I think it's very, very cute. Only 5.4-litre V8. Only 5.4 litres. This is a Porsche 914/6. And yes, the observant among you will notice this is another Ridge Racer liveried car. Because some people have done some amazing recreations of Ridge Racer Type 4 liveries for some of the cars in this game. This is one of them. It's an Assoluto livery. I'm remembering my Ridge Racer correctly. You can tell that's a Porsche. Again, more traditional Porsche, because where's the engine? Back here. In fact, it's just in there. It's just in there, just kind of tucked in a bit. It's a bit cramped in there. You might need to take more of the back end off. But yes, it's got the booty. Is there a Mappy livery? There are Micromouse Mappy liveries available for certain cars in the game. It's a little bit random, as it just depends on whatever cars the artist has chosen to do the liveries for. Only 2 litres in that flat 6, only. But as you can see, it's small. Oh, can you take the roof down? Oh, that's neat. We've got a full racing roll cage in it, so I'd assume that's why the roof isn't fully... Well, no, actually, it's only like a Targa roof, I suppose, but there you go. Yeah, very pretty little car, very agile, very... the game got distracted there. Obviously, the game agrees, because it got distracted there. And then this. Then there's this. Another car, I think this is a backstage car. It's one of Porsche's many Le Mans race-winning legends, the 917... Is it the 917? It's the 917LH, which I believe stands for Langheck, which is that German for long tail? Because this is the long tail version, as you can tell. Hang on. A minute. Oh, hello. Oh, my goodness me. Well, guys, content warning. There's nudity. There's blatant nudity. There's a naked bare arse. There's a massive, thick bare arse on this... on the channel. I've covered it up again. Okay, guys, are you ready? You ready for more bare arse? Massive, uncensored bare arse on stream. Look at... Oh, my goodness. I mean, this is sheer pornography. Look, oh... Bloody hell, I'm stepping back here. I'm going to open an OnlyFans and sell this content for premium. I'll be the top user on OnlyFans in a month for that kind of content. 4.9 litre flat 12... Because, yes, Porsche like their flat engines in the back. They love their booty in the trunk and their flat engines. And there's the door. There's the cockpit right in there. Yeah, staggeringly pretty. Staggeringly pretty, staggeringly fast. So, yeah, there's the collection of Porsches. So everyone's done spaffing themselves. While we're recovering, here's the only electric car I've got in this game so far. I'm not normally one for electric cars. And I'm not one of those, hey, electric cars are going warm as a myth. They don't really do anything for me. They can exist. This does do a lot for me, though. This is the Racecar, I think it's called. The R-A-E... Oh, hang on. The R-A-E-S-R, I think it's spelled. The Racecar... The Racecar Action Speed. R-E-I-E-S-R-C. No, what it means to me. R-A-E-S-R Speed. Anyway... yeah, this Batmobile-looking thing is basically an electric hypercar. It's got about 1 billion horsepowers, and because it's in a video game, you don't have to worry about the battery going flat in 12 seconds. And it also has a cockpit like a jet fighter. It's 2-seaters, look at that! The cockpit is basically a 2-seater jet fighter. That's cool. So yeah, it's very badass. And there is something kind of wild about going along at 1 million miles an hour in total silence. Oh, and it's also got flaps. It's got DRS flaps and everything. And it's got flaps, basically. It's got massive flaps. That's also a gorgeous custom livery I've put on it, so very nice job there. I promise I'll stop waffling about cars and we'll actually drive some. I swear we've been in here about an hour. But here's some of the rare Toyotas I've acquired. And there's quite a few rare Toyotas in this game, surprisingly enough. It just so happens to be a lot of the rare cars in the game are Toyotas, including this, the GT86. I've kitted mine out in full Driftu spec, because why would you not? What's on the... Can you view the trunk? Even with that massive wang? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean... A trunk. Yes, it has one. Moving on. Oh, you can see under the hood. There you go. There's the standard engine. The standard 2-litre Subaru Boxer engine, because this car was also the Subaru BRZ. Basically the exact same car with a different badge on it. That's funny. For some reason, I thought the Toyota... had a different engine. I thought the Toyota GT86 had a different engine to the Subaru BRZ. But no, they genuinely are just the same car with a slightly different nose. But yeah, very cute nonetheless. As for the old classic Toyotas, well, we've got a few of those. We've got quite a few of those. Starting with this. Both generations of the 90s Rally Celica Toyota. Very rare, so I managed to pick this one up when I did, and obviously it's in full rally livery. This is the Celica ST185 from, I think, 1992. It's same age as me. And I think it's aged a bit better than me. But it probably had a head start by being prettier than me to start with. Same with the BMW Z4 and the Toyota... You mean the new Toyota Supra? Sorry, can you tell I got bored of that discourse? What did you like the new Toyota Supra? You know, this is shut up. Shut up. Just backhanding everyone. I am that Batman meme. Meantime, can you have a look under the hood? I don't think so. Oh, but you can put the lights on, which in this car means pop-up headlights. It's a cool car. That's it. There you go. It's got pop-up headlights. Ergo, it's cool. Ergo, it's very cool. So there we go. We love that. I am looking out for the ST205, which is the slightly more... It's the 94 spec version of that car, but that's also incredibly rare. I think both cars are only festival playlist rewards. Oh no, the ST205 is in the Horizon backstage, I think, as well. Where's Supra Mike, by the way? Because, spoiler alert, he's not just called that because he likes Supras. He has one, and I believe it's this gen of Supra. The A70. So the A80 is the iconic Fast and Furious era one. The A90 is the new one. That's totally just... Shut up. This is the A70. The first dedicated, fully badged as a Supra. Because before that was the sleek... Is that a Supra? It is. Is that a 3-litre inline 6 under the hood? Very big engine. Surprisingly bulky cars. I remember thinking back when I played in Gran Turismo 2 and I found one of these cars. Surprisingly heavy cars. Quite bulky. But... what a tuning platform to have with such a beefy engine under the hood that you could do so much with. So, yeah, and it's got some decent junk in the trunk as well. It probably helped that I've put a wang on it. Can you put a wang on this? Yes, I have. 2-point twin turbocharged. Are you sure that's not a 3-litre? I thought it was a 3-litre. Yeah, twin turbo i6. For when one turbo isn't enough, get yourself another one. And now going back in time a bit further, this is the original gen Celica from the 70s. This is the Celica GT from 1974, and I think this is a really cute little car. Same kind of vintage and same kind of style as the Grandpa Zilla era Nissan GTR. In fact, these two probably would have raced against each other at a certain point. So does this mean we have to name this after one of Godzilla's enemies? Is this Grandpa Mothra? I don't know. We'll think about that. But anyway, yeah, cute little 70s. Very, a lot of Japanese cars of the 60s and 70s were kind of inspired by the American muscle cars, but smaller. Because they didn't have as massive a V8s, and they had twistier roads, so they had to be smaller. But they still had that kind of muscle car, fastback coupe styling and everything, which is really pretty. So yeah, and I've kitted this out, obviously, in retro kind of road racing spec, with the wang on the back and stuff. So that's very cool. And the last one, this is another one that might keep, might not. Not because... you know, it's not an awesome car or anything, because it is. It's the Toyota 2000 GT. Oh, it was only 2 litres. 2-litre twin turbo, blimey. My goodness me. So yeah, pop-up headlights. Obviously, that makes it cool, as we've discussed. Yeah, this is the 2000 GT. Basically, Toyota's answer to the Jaguar E-Type. And it's stunningly pretty. And it's got that... Is that another i6? Is that another 2-litre i6? What is that? What on... Hang on a minute. What even is that? What? I've genuinely just... 2-litre naturally aspirated i6. There you go. And it's got a flap. It's an air filter. Oh, wow. The air filter is in its own hatch. It's got flaps. Is that the battery? Or some sort of radiator of some kind? Wow. Today I learned. Who said video games don't teach you anything? And there's the boot. Very nice. You could probably fit your rifles and your golf clubs and stuff in there. But again, not so good for a body. So, but, very pretty. Like I say, just because there's some other cars that I really, really want more, which is why we're just going to quickly scour the auction house to have a check for certain cars that might be in there. Treno. Yeah, the AE86 Treno is incredibly rare in this game, as you can tell. The 95 MR2, it's not urgent that we pick one up, because there is one coming up, I think, next week in the festival playlist. The 89 MR2, that's very rare as well, and they're all going for around 16 to 20 million. But again, it's worth checking all these listings. I'm the car wiki today, you really are. This also after saying that I didn't want any backseat gaming, which you're not doing, technically, but just a fair warning. That's a 74 Corolla, so that's another vintage Corolla. 94 Celica. 74 Celica, 92 Celica. We do have those. Okay, so that's all the rare Toyotas we could want. Rimac, what else is there? So I've just been looking in certain categories and others will pop up, right? Nissan. I think the rare Nissan that I'm after is that, the Pulsar, which is, I think, coming up. I think it's the 80% completion for this series. So if you beat 80% of the events across this week and the next 3 weeks, you'll unlock it there. So again, not too urgent. There's a few other rare Mazdas I'd quite like to find. So if we go here, let's have a look. No, okay. They include the Mazda Cosmo and the 80s first-gen RX-7. I believe it's the first-gen RX-7. Maserati, Lexus. What's in the rare Lexus category? It's interesting. There's 3 models of Lexus in this game. There's 2 of them, the RCF and then the LFA. And there's a third one. They're all incredibly rare cars. You can't buy any of them brand new. So the RCF is very common. I think that's a backstage car. The LFA, I'm not sure. The third one is actually the ISF, the one I really want, but that seems to be the rarest of them all. So that's a bit annoying, but we move. Doobie-doo, Jaguar, Hudson, Hyundai, Hudson, HSV. We may as well have a look there. Nope, okay. There's a couple of... HSV is Holden special vehicles, by the way, so those are Holdens. Honda. There's only one rare Honda I'm after now. I've got 2 out of 3 of the rare Hondas, and there's... Oh, okay, there's 2 of them there. My starter car from Gran Turismo 2, the early 90s Honda Prelude. So that's another reason I really want Joe Tackett and myself to have one. But as you can tell, very, very rare. I think that's a backstage car as well, so... we'll keep an eye out for that one. GMC. I've got the Typhoon. Let's have a look for the Cyclone. Oh, so, okay, it's sitting around the 10 million mark at the moment on the auction house, and there seems to be a few popping up, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. Ford. Nope, I've not seen a single... There's a few cars in here that are they're going to be very hard to find, including down here, the one Rover in this game. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Clip it! Someone clip it! You could not script that! I literally just went, wow, there's some cars that are really, really difficult to find. They're really rare. I have not seen one of those in the auction house this entire week. Every time I've been playing. The other night I was playing it for like 6 hours straight. The night I had insomnia, I couldn't bloody sleep. Didn't see a single one. I was literally just saying, one of the rarest cars in this game. I've not been able to find a single one. And I go over, I check, there's one right there, and it's in budget. Unbelievable. You cannot script that. Oh my, well there you go. We've got it. That's another rare car I really wanted. The Rover SD1 Vitesse. A car that is very, very special to me. Because, and it's only just recently gone from my family, but we had one of my family had one of these cars for over 20 years. Bought it, I think, around 2000 for like 400 quid, if that. And it's very close to this spec of the model as well. So, can you look under the hood on this one? Oh, yes, you can. You can. Oh, there it is. The magnificent Rover V8. This was one of the first fast cars I ever rode in, because my dad... It was my dad's first... In fact, my mum... Actually, this was actually my mum's car. This was technically my mum's first car after she passed her driving test. A 3.5-litre Rover sport sedan. But, yeah, my dad picked it up. We got it. Oh, my word. Hang on. I have to sit inside. I have to sit inside. They've done a really good job with the interior, and I can tell you that because... Yeah. Oh, my God. I've got chills. I just got chills. This is exactly like my dad's Rover. The only difference, his one was an automatic. This is a manual, obviously. Oh, my God. The heater controls. The dials along the dash. They're so 80s. I love it. Yeah, this is spot on. This is spot on. Oh, that's generally... I've got chills there. That's really cool. I need to show my dad this at some point. Well, it'll make him just go, why did I sell mine? I mean, I sold it because it needed quite a bit of work doing to it, and my dad and me have never had the spoons or the resources to properly do it, so we wanted to sell it to someone who would properly care for it. We didn't want to sell it as spares or for scrap or anything like that. We wanted it to go to a good home. Now that, proper executive performance saloon. Hitman would very much approve of that boot space. But yeah, and usefully, I think the one that, well, our one ended up going to a guy who collects old Rovers because their father, and I think another member of their family, worked at the original British Leyland factory in Birmingham. So my dad's Rover has literally, it's come back to Longbridge. It's gone back to Longbridge. But yeah, as much mockery as the British Leyland era gets, and a lot of it is deserved, this may well be, I'm biased, but I'm going to put it out there. This might be the best British Leyland car ever. It's staggeringly pretty, designed to look like a Ferrari Daytona. Hot take, I think it looks better than a Ferrari Daytona. In rugby, of all places, I know, right? So yeah, this I think was first introduced in 1975, I want to say. This is the 84 model. It was discontinued in 85. My dad's model was, I think, an 85 one. Won all sorts. This was taken rallying. It stormed British touring car racing. I love it. I love it. And I cannot believe, I'm stunned. I've not seen, you barely ever see these. And the Hawkwood is now raiding. Timing is everything. My goodness me. It's all going off. I was literally just saying one of the rarest cars in this entire game is this, the Rover SD1. I've not seen one in the auction house at all. Happens to check the auction house. There's one there, and it's in budget. Blam, it's now ours. So welcome in, Hawk. We're having a tour around our new Rover. We got a Rover. And this is actually the very same car that my dad had for a long, long time. He's only recently sold it to a guy who'll restore it and collects classic Rovers. Sit in and start the engine. Yes. Hawk raid. By the way, Hawk, and obviously welcome in, Hawk. How are you doing? You've been streaming for 8. Hang on. Horn. You press the horn. Oh, okay. It's a custom horn in this game, isn't it? Right. Hang on. Oh. In fairness, that sounds a lot more raspy than my dad's one, but I feel like the one in this game probably doesn't have as many like road legal exhaust stuff on it. So happy. It was like it was meant to be. It's like, oh no, I've not found one. I'm not sure if I'll ever find one. Finds it on stream. The V8 derived from Buick, correct. The legendary Rover V8 that was in tons of different cars, including this one. And, yeah, do you know what I think we're going to do? We're going to drive this. we're going to drive this now. Excuse me. In fact, paint car. Okay, so that's interesting. So the colour of my dad's car. Oh, Hawk needs to run his arm is misbehaving. Oh, arm. Well, send you love anyway, Hawk. Thank you so much for bringing your chat and everyone over here. For anyone who's stuck around, including you, Arcraft, welcome in. Your first time here. Yeah, welcome in. I'm AJ Omega. My pronouns are he, him. We play games involving cool cars and cool trains, mostly, because I like both of them. They're my special interests. And yeah, so the colour of my dad's car's colour was not... It's not there, but I think people have done... Oh my goodness, people have done like the Group A. That's another thing as well. There we go. Let's have a look here. So if we want the authentic experience... There we go. That was the colour of my dad's one. So that's the colour of this one. I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. Oh, my word. I don't think his one had the graphics down the side, the Vitesse graphic down the side. But I'm nitpicking. This was the car, this was the colour, this was it. Oh, yes, okay. Alright. I also like the fact the number plate on this one is ROE Y7... On the front there it has ROE Y77Y. Oh, I'm so happy. Life is good right now. Life is very good. I also find it interesting that the in-game season at the moment, because the seasons rotate week by week in this game, the in-game season is summer. So it's a lot sunnier in the game right now than it is outside, and I approve of that. As we go cruising in our Rover. I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. Just, like I say, the gauges, the dashboard, the interior, exact same as my dad's one. The exact same. And like I say, not only was this an amazing touring car in its day, and it was a pretty good rally car. If somebody wanted to rally a massive V8 performance sedan like this, then why not, you madman? It was also incredibly popular with the police forces, to the point that when it was announced that this was being discontinued, the Met Police stockpiled as many of these as possible and continued using them into the 90s. They were that popular as police cars. And Nick's just pointed out another cool reference. Any of you remember, it's not Soft Cell, I'm thinking of Tainted Love. Human League. Human League's most famous song. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh. What's the hero car in the music video for that song? One of these. I'm just a waitress in my cocktail bar. Do. Someone kept track of it last I checked going by the season. Something like 240 years have gone by. So yeah. Oh, this is... I can't get over. I cannot get over the fact that we managed... The song reminds me of a Chips Ahoy commercial. I cannot get over the fact you barely see this car in-game, like in the auction house, ever. I haven't seen it all week, and I've been playing this game a lot this week. And then I go, oh, well, one of the rarest cars in this game is this one. In fact, there's one stood right there. And it's in budget. And now I've bought it. Well, that's really rare, isn't it? Oh, my word. Okay, so... You know what? For all this flappery, it's been over an hour since we started playing this game. And nearly 2 hours since we started streaming. Should we actually do some racing in this racing game of ours? I think we should. I was just about to say, I'm not sure if I'll race the Rover in this one, because it's it's at the top of D-Class. I might as well. Let's give it a go. Con Gaming UK, how are you doing? Welcome in, first-time chatter. And a follow! A follow as well! You chose a great time to join us. Good, bro. Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very good. Life is... The whole grid is Rovers. The whole grid is Rovers. It's almost like retro saloons in the D-Class category. There's only really the Rover. Roving. This is a Rover one-make race. This is literally a one-make Rover race. I love the Rovers, yes. Well, this is the only Rover in this game, and it's one that means a lot to me, because I was just explaining... my dad owned one of these for a long, long time. Only just sold it because it needed quite a bit of work doing to it, so he sold it to finally let it go. And I know my dad was agonizing. He didn't want to let it go. He didn't want to. Which is understandable, really, because it's awesome. And I'm so happy. Literally, I was just about to say, I was in the auction house, and I just said to chat, I was like, this is one of the rarest cars in the game. You barely see them in the chat, in the auction house at all. Went to search this Rover, one appeared, this one, in budget, and I was like, yep, okay. Well, there you go. It couldn't have been timed any better. We're out here for the Gran Turismo 2 4-1 make race. Yeah, this is the SD1 trophy that we're in. What would be the Gran Turismo name for this? The Vitesse Victory Tour. The Vitesse Vision Grand Prix. The Vitesse Challenge. Yeah, Vitesse Challenge. This is also a bone stock version, obviously, which is why we're in a D-Class race against only Rovers. That 3.5 litre V8 per... The Vitesse Voyage! Yes, there we go! If we were in Gran Turismo right now, this would be a one-make manufacturer race named the Vitesse Voyage. Vitesse Road Racer Showdown. That would be... Oh my god, we just went 3 wide. We are touring car racing, and that's appropriate. We're in a touring car. one of the greatest cars of the Group A era of touring car racing. This was one of the great cars before the Sierra Cosworth and then the Nissan GTR blew everything to pieces. So in that sort of pre-era of the Turbo Madness cars, you had this, the BMW 6 Series, and then the M3, the Volvo 240. What else is there? I'm missing some others. I think the Toyota Supra, the Celica Supra. And yeah, this was one of the king cars of its time. The Jag XJS. Oh, we're going to win. Oh, we've made the pass. Off the second to last corner, I suppose it is. We're going to win the Vitesse Voyage. The Vitesse Voyage. A better voyage than ABBA's Voyage Tour. Also, this and later Lotus Carlton were police killers. Oh, yeah, they were. They were. There we go. There's my avatar. Mostly dressed like that because I've not unlocked all the clothes I want to. And apparently I've just reached round 10 in the Horizon Road Racing series, because interestingly, I've barely done any of the regular road racing events in this game, because I've been saving them for stream, obviously. But because I've been doing festival playlist events, they also count for that progression.
Which leaves us with the 12 best road racers at the festival, all competing to be crowned the new road racing champion at Horizon. This is the Colossus.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready to race? Anyway, so yeah, basically what I'm thinking is my progression will kind of work our way over to Edinburgh, is what I'm thinking in this game, because at the moment, we've got that house there, that house down here, and the starter house is down here. So if we work our way sort of, I suppose maybe anti-clockwise? Or clockwise, I should say, round. Again, it's fairly... In fact, we should probably go over here. There's races to do over here, actually. So let's head over to the Gables. And, bask in the glory of victory, mother truckers. Have a cruise in our Rover, which we will build up. It will become a member of the Team Timestorm stable. Who will be driving it and what role it will be in, I'm not sure, because basically it's kind of... Team Timestorm will sort of become... You know how, like, Initial D, and then maybe, you know, Milner and American Graffiti, they're kind of the street races that ended up going legit, which is probably what the Fast and Furious series should have done, but it didn't. And there's commercial break, so thanks for that. Someone's just sped by in a Hennessy vet and plowed through some hedges. So, Mr. Butler from number 42 down there, this guy's just causing absolute carnage on the streets here. Maybe the ads came along at the right time. They had to censor this outrageous content. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, and I've just beat Danger... Oh, and 3 near-miss skills. Nice, okay. So there's... That's what I was saying earlier, by the way, about the Forza... The Horizon... What's it called? Forzathon shop. So there's some extra skills you can do as part of the festival thing. So we go over here. That's obviously where I got my Nissan Fairlady Z. And there's a Koenigsegg 1'-1 as well. So... There we go. There's a Camaro. So you want to expand on the Joe Tackett angle, you can do an alternate road with police killers like Carlton or go for a decommissioned Crown Vic drag build. Good thinking. I like this. I like this. But yeah, the whole thing with Team Timestorm, their origin... Apparently now we're in an ad break. Twitch, do you want to make your mind up? I really do need to adjust that. So basically there's I'll basically just set it so there's one advert every hour. Like, the bare minimum. Twitch is like, are you sure you don't want to actually make money in this game? Do you want to make money in... Yes, we ad broken. Are you sure you don't want to actually make money on Twitch? I'm like, no. If it means adverts every 5 minutes, then no. I'd rather not, actually. Oops. And we're back. Okay, good. So what was I saying before that? During the ad break? Oh, yes, the origin of Team Timestorm. So Team Timestorm, like I say, is kind of a street racing crew, or a bunch of people who come together in and around Edinburgh around 2018. And what starts as kind of a street racing crew... I love driving realistically in Forza 4, I know, right? Being Brits as well is so funny. It's also funny because I've been bouncing back to Forza Horizon 5 recently. So whenever I've been playing 4 and then I go to 5, I'm like, why is everything coming at me? Oh, yeah. Wrong side of the road, innit? So, yeah, basically, we are assembling cars for each member of Team Timestorm. Specialism, Kirsty McKenzie, obviously our budding rally driver. She's going to be the rally driver, obviously. Joe Tackett, I mentioned earlier. Well, Joe Tackett, the Joe Tackett Redemption Arc. I'm setting this car up to be a street scene car. Left is the way. So I think for the moment, what I'm going to do, I've been playing around with several builds for this car. So at the moment, it's front-wheel drive. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bonk it down a bit. Because the thing is, if you take this car over 800 performance points, that probably means it's over 300 horsepower. And this being a small front-wheel drive 80s hatchback, that's a lot of power to put through the front wheels alone. So what I'll probably do for the moment is Joe Tackett is still building this car. So we're going to dial it back. So it's an A-spec car, as it will. This isn't Gran Turismo, but you know what I mean, hopefully. 279. In fact, what I'm going to do, especially if it's a street scene car, I'm playing Forza 4 at the moment. Excellent. Whereabouts are you in the game? Is it on a save you've been playing on for a while? I just had a thought. So we go down here. It's on maximum weight reduction, so let's bring it back. Stock weight reduction. It's a road car. It's a street racing car. You know, he's still got his CDs in the car. He's still got a sound system in there. All that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's vibes. 275, 272. I love the fact that even on standard, there you go, A800. So, what is that? 279 horsepower, 790 kilograms. It still weighs absolutely nothing. It weighs about as much as a feather off of a robin. That's very, very small robin thing. Castleview Roadhouse. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is where it's going to start out. And why am I saying all this? Well, there's a street scene race. Is that Simon? Oh, is that Simon? Telling me to stretch. Oh, I will stretch for you, sweetheart. Oh. Since you asked so politely. And what a joy to see you in here. Hello, darlings. Hello, you. Hello, you. I sound like Larry Bundy. Oh, lovely to see you in here. Was it the presence of this delightfully pink car that's sort of coloured in trans colours? Well, ish. The colours are two-tone pink and light blue. Is there some white on there? I'm not sure. Yeah, not quite. They're close enough. But also... Oh, it's pearlescent. It is, yeah. Yeah, I may have mentioned this earlier, by the way. You know what I was saying about engine swaps? I thought it was purple for a second. I was going to call you out for calling it pink. Well, technically, the two colours, it's supposed to be pink and light blue, but it kind of comes out more purple when it's the two-tone version like this. And yeah, this, in this game, is left-hand drive. I suppose so. It's an American model, I guess. American males or something. There's a man power sliding his BMW. Yeah, the ref gates. Yeah, you know what I was saying earlier about how you can swap more modern Honda Civic engines in? Yep, I believe at the moment... Let me have a look. In tune car. Will this show us the engine size? Oh, I don't think so. I think it's running the 2-litre? Or maybe the 1.6-litre engine. This is bothering me. I have to go back and check now. It's running a more modern Honda engine, and I want to say, for narrative purposes as well as performance purposes, it's running the B-Series engine, which would have been in the Civic that Joe Tackett originally campaigned in Pro Street. So in my mind, he scrapped the car because it was worthless, because it was terrible, it was rubbish. The only thing he kept was the engine, and he's now plopped it in this. Yes, 1.6-litre i4 VVT, which I believe is out of the 1997, is it EG or EK model era Honda Civic? Because you've got that one, you've got, I think, the K-Series engine from the early 2000s Hondas, and you've got the turbocharged engine out of the 2018 Civic, which, if anything, is a bit too crazy for this car. Definite trans vibes. That's the B16. There you go. which is interesting as well, because I also looked this up last night. I was fettling around with this car last night. I actually looked up another cool person with a super fast Honda Civic. That would be Jordan Cox, who's an Australian racing driver. He now races in the TCR series, driving, obviously, a Honda Civic. But he became famous by going viral on the internet by driving in what the Australians call the improved production class, which I love. It's basically road cars of any era, tuned up to a certain extent. He drove, I think, an early to mid-90s Civic up against cars like V8 Holden Commodores and Ford Falcons and Nissan GTRs and stuff like that, and would absolutely send the living crap out of them in it because it was so small and so agile. He was the modern-day equivalent of the guys in the 60s in their minis just sending the hell out of Mustangs and Ford Galaxies and stuff like that. So safe to say Joe Tackett, he's seen some videos of Jordan Cox, and he's like, oh, do you know what? I like that. That's a mood. I even looked up what engine Jordan had in his car. I believe they said something... Actually, I want to say it's a B-Series engine. I can't remember if he said it was B or K series. I'm not sure. But either way, the Joe Tackett redemption arc starts here. First street scene event. Have we done any street scene events in this game? I'm not sure. In our Let's Play. On this save, I should say. But anyway, here we go. The Broadway Crossfire. We are out here in the Lavender Haze, which is technically a name I gave to this version of Civic when I built it in the first time I played 5. But it was in this colour. And Taylor Swift's Midnights had just come out. Mike, are you... I see a Mike. Mike, are you hydrated? Speaking of... Yes, I'm definitely hydrated. I don't know what you're talking about. But also, by the way, how rude of me. Simon, how have you been? I swear, only the other day I was thinking, I've not seen Simon lately. I hope they're doing all right. I hope they're good. Today has been the day of good timing, I suppose. We got a raid from Hawk. We've had a new follow. We had the incredible case of, oh, one of the rarest cars in this game. You can barely ever find it on the auction house. Is the Rover SD1. Except, wait a minute, there's one in the auction house right now, and I've bought it. Wow, that's really rare. Like, the timing couldn't be any better. All right, anyway, it's time to get down to work. Come on, Joe. You've got a reputation to ironically, like Taylor Swift, you've got a reputation. Over here, if I'm being honest, but thankfully after therapy and 40, I'm done for the week. You love you, Simon. Like I said earlier, I was talking about Colo Jones's little victories thing that she does in her streams each week. If your little victory is surviving and getting through and going to therapy and everything and getting that done, sometimes those are the biggest victories of them all. The smallest, what feel like the smallest wins, are sometimes the biggest ones of them all. They're the ones we're most grateful for, because it means you're still with us. And you're doing your best. And that means the world to us. So, in Simon's honour, come on, Joe, let's get after it. Also worth noting, I'm on Pro difficulty, which is one down from the top difficulty of Unbeatable. My favourite Rush, is that Rush song? One Little Victory. Right, we're up to 4th. Behind Duplex Ship 540 in a Chevelle SS, which is incredibly sexual, but I'm in a Honda Civic, and it's designed to send it on people, so that's what I got to do. All right, the two leaders. I think one of them is in a vintage Porsche. Oh my word! I'm taking the bins out. I'm taking out the trash. Whoopsie! I think one of the two lead cars is a Dodge Challenger. So yeah, this is a straightaway. I'm not expecting this to be very good here. I'm not normally very good around straights at the best of times, but here, oops, here comes a corner. And given the whole strength of this car is its cornering, I really should probably be doing better there, but... Who's that? Whomst? Also, I definitely should be better at this track, because I think this is the... Oops, let's just ignore that. Oh, good around straights. Yeah. Not the kind of people I normally like to associate with, really. Oh my... Don't... Whomst. Yeah, being small and lightweight in front-wheel drive, it does mean it struggles a bit for grip. It's the only car that I've actually found that putting weight back on actually makes it handle better. Oh no, that's not a Dodge Challenger at all. That's a Honda NSX. Okay, so it's another Honda we're going up against, and a vintage Porsche race car. Oh, we're in the lead. So one of those fits the street racing JDM vibe perfectly. The other one is very unique. Oh, trying to countersend. I think it's mostly flat out to the line here. It's not quite as bad as... Oh, there's one more actual corner where slowing down needs to happen a little bit. Not by much. Come on, in the rev range. Come on. Come on, the Lavender Haze. You can do it. Yes. There you go. The redemption arc of Joe Tackett starts here. In his new custom Honda Civic 84. Beating out a Porsche 718, a Honda NSXR, a Chevelle SS, a Ferrari 288 GTO. Super Mike was in a Ford Focus RS, as was Skellingtor and Pierari. Uh-oh, I've got to keep talking, by the way, because there's copyrighted music. I forgot about that. Shush, shush. Oh, we've got a wheel spin in the rev range, wherever that range is. Right at the top. Probably around 11 billion RPM, knowing Honda Civics. Oh, nice. 49 Mercury Coupe. Always reminds me of the song 49 Mercury Blues.
You've rampaged into the next round of street scene. Seriously. All these racers are terrified of what you're going to do next.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They better be scared of our outrageous little Civic hatchback. But like I said, we're going to do this geographically and also kind of go up the levels that way. So we've unlocked the final boss race of the road racing series, which is just over here, but we're not going to do that yet. Like I said, we're going to take this nice and steady. Over there is your man, the stunt driver missions. That's your man where you're Frankie Beaumont. You're a stunt driver for not James Bond. For not James Bond. Ooh, I see a dirt racing event. I see a dirt racing event. Which is useful because these two characters are... Oh, hello. No, 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 no. Don't say hi. I want to take a picture. I want your picture, mate. Hang on. Come back. This is what I'm saying is the Pokemon Snap mode. There we go. Rather pretty 1990 RX-7. Lovely. I saw the word Burnout. Now I'm having memories of playing Burnout 2 with my cousin when I was 13 and wrecking as horribly as we could possibly manage. Well, you know what? I'm just getting up to close my curtains. You know what? That's one of the few games where having massive accidents was actually encouraged. There we go. Doobie-doobie-doo. Right, there we go. I was very good at it. Yeah, there you go. Burnout 2 realised how good the crash physics were from Burnout 1 and went, how about we just make this into its own game mode? Standalone game mode. How about, for the first time, players are actually encouraged to crash in the most spectacular way possible. And, yeah. The rest is history, really. Still miss Burnout. Miss Criterion. But, love Burnout Paradise City. Yeah, Burnout... Well, Burnout... hang on. Sorry. I keep seeing the camera icon of other player cars. That's a civilian car, because it's got indicators on. Who needs those? This is your man, I'm assuming. Ferrari 575 Maranello. Not bad. It's a Ferrari. Nice. Anyway. Doobie-doobie-doo. Right. Oh, there he is. Doobie-doobie-doo. So, the Broadway Village Scramble. So, retro hot hatch. No, we're not going to be doing it in this race. I'm going to change car. You remember I said about the starter car in Dirt Rally 2.0, that this is the starter car in Dirt Rally 2.0? How about it's a starter car for Kirsty McKenzie as well? Who, after having a difficult period in her life... For context, I've been thinking about this. Kirsty McKenzie's got backstory and everything. She's starting to come together. I'm starting to fill out Team Timestorm, really. Kirsty McKenzie's the most fleshed out one so far. She, having come back to live in Scotland with her ill father, a very ill father, in around 2016-2017, she ended up moving to Edinburgh from her home in the northeast kind of highlands of Scotland. And while she's there, rediscovered her love of rally racing that had been dormant her whole life, ever since someone gave her a copy of Colin McRae Rally 1 when she was a kid in the late 90s, early 2000s. And so now she's making it happen. Starting off in a vintage Citroen sedan. I'm not sure where she got it from. probably a local classic car collector had it holed up in a garage. And she was like, yeah, you know what? That seems like a cool idea for a starter rally car. Let's roll. Let's do that. And because it's in the cult cars section, well, let's have a look at our... Need to take some pictures of it. There's a Jag. So there's a Jag XJS. There's an AMC Gremlin. Multiple AMC Gremlins. There's three-wheeled Morgans. So basically, we're up against AMC Gremlins, three-wheeled Morgans, and Jags. Interesting selection of cars. It's AMC Sudoku. It really is. Oh, no, hang on. I didn't take my promo picture. Hang on. I need to do Pokemon Horizon Snap. There we go. So. Alright then, off we go. In our Citroen. Which, remember, it will need a name. Tackett Civic kind of has a name, I guess. I don't know. Like I say, Lavender Haze is a bit of a... Oh, and I also got another thing for the Summer Forzathon series. You gotta help me, man. There's a gremlin on the side of the bus. James. We're not naming it after James May. Le James. What's James in French? Anyway, let's get stuck in. Oh, there's just a phalanx of gremlins. There's a swarm of gremlins. What is the collective noun for gremlins? Reminds me of a clip of recent time, an argument on a bus in London. Someone said, you little fucking gremlin, look at you. You little gremlin. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Out the way. I'm racing against three-wheeled Morgans. In your Morgans. I need to see that. If someone called me a gremlin, I'd say thanks. All right then, gremlin. You're a very pretty gremlin. I've been acting like a gremlin a lot recently. You know, with how little sleep and how little times I've showered and actually got clothes on recently. Took Morgan. So we're 6th after the opening lap. In the, not the Austin. The AMC Jag. Oh yeah, you see about horsepower? Yeah. Horsepower and Inshallah there from the Jag. Wow, relatable, don't call me. I was calling myself out. I'm sorry if you were collateral in that. I'm sorry if you caught strays from me calling myself out. So there's a pair of Jags leading. It's a Jaguar 1-2. What kind of series is this? We've got Jags 1 and 2, Morgans 3 and 4th, and a Citroen 5th. The Constructors' Championship for this series must be an absolute mess. Well, the factory Jaguar team are leading the factory Morgans, but there's one privateer Citroen, Jeremy Clarkson's portrait, the WEC. What, the World Elderly Championship? The World Elderly Championship. Come on, Citroen. Come on, the Citroen, with your hydropneumatic suspension. Which, speaking of... Oh my god, no, what are you doing, you pillock? Look, listen, I was already up the inside compound cookie 6. That's just how the cookie crumbles, alright? Anyway, we're 2nd, coming on to the final... Sponsored by Saga. We're not 2nd! Pierari was hiding in his Morgan, in my blind spot, of which this car does have a few. To be on time today, I must now depart. I hope I can catch you again soon. See you later, darling. So lovely. Genuinely gave me the biggest smile just seeing your name pop up in chat again. Lovely to see you again. I'll probably reach out on DMs later. And I hope your therapy session goes alright. I know therapy's bloody tough, but well played on you for showing up and doing your best. Lots of love. For now, to see Simon off, we're going to send it on Meow4486 in his Jag for the lead. And we're in the lead. You know, apparently Gitane-sponsored Citroen. Get him. There we go. Oh, come on. Hell yeah. So this is just very sky blue. So this is the blue part of the trans flag. Well, the blue and white bit. Need some pink on it somewhere. Also will help if we have a good lead out of the final corner. Now, this isn't technically Kirsty's strong suit. She is a rally driver, but she's used to, you know, rallying where it's just you versus the clock on a stage, point-to-point stage, but doesn't matter. She's mixed it up and had a scrap. She's a Scottish lash, so she can handle herself. And, especially when she's behind the wheel of a classic Citroen, she can handle herself, because that's her first dub. Lovely job. Very nice. Citroen, Jag, Morgan, and, oh my god, all the AMC. All the AMCs! Oh dear, the poor AMC gremlins. BOP plus nerf. BOP AMC fans are crying about BOP right now. The balance of performance is very much off in this series, but the one privateer Citroen arrived and conquered. Now, interestingly, I think there is AMC more like LMP2. AMC more like LMPC. The AMC Prototype Challenge. Now, over here, there's a cross-country event. I don't like cross-country in this game. And neither does the game, apparently, because it's complaining about poor network conditions. But we're going to do it. We do have a car to do this event in. Horizon presents compete in this event. Extreme off-road. No, I don't want to. Can I not change car for this? Anything goes... Wait a minute. If I just change to my... Wait a sec. If I just change to the car I want to use for this... Does anyone like XC? Right, where is it? There it is. A800 spec GMC Typhoon. I don't actually have a character in mind yet for the cross-country driver. Cross-country train driver. Okay, it's a bit strange. Friends and followed, no new. Sports utility heroes. What type of car is this? Change car. Vans and utility. Can't I find a preset for vans and utility? Oops. Custom events. Right, trending today. Best of the month. Sports like it's a bit best of the month. Anything goes. Rally monsters, off-road, blah 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 blah. All-time greats. A lot of these also feature like custom routes as well. Especially after they got sold to that equity firm in Bermuda. Right, do you know what? Bollocks to it. I don't even like cross-country that much anyway. I'm just going to skip cross-country for now, like I did most of the time at school. So, more time to think of a cross-country specialist for Team Timestorm. For now, our house is just around the corner, so let's go back and take stock of everything that's going on. Let's just pop back in. Pop the kettle on, have a cup of tea, and evaluate things. So... A search for a rover! Oh no, there's none around. I wonder why. That is a point, actually. That is... Ooh, that's potentially a good point. Between the rover and the AMG Hammer Coupe, I am tempted to make the drifter of the Team Timestorm stable favour large, big V8 sedans for their drifting. An interesting one, anyway. So, anyway, basically, what have we got? What are we doing right now? What are we doing with our lives? Meantime, let's have a bit more of a cruise in the Vitesse. What nearby events have we got? If we're starting to head kind of cross off to the left. To the left, to the left. There's dirt and... So there's another street scene event up there. There's also another dirt scramble. Let's head up there, shall we? Let's have a cruise.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
How about you turn around when it's safe to do so? Excuse me, I'm a sat-nav in your... I'm a sat-nav living in your dashboard, you pillock. Oh, someone doing some drifting in what looks like an 09 Focus RS, I think. Doo-doo. So that's trundling around in our Rover. Well, now that the Citroen and the Honda Civic have both got wins under their belt now, we can start thinking of names for them.
Meters. Turn right. Turn
In fact, you know what? Bollocks to it. We're going to go do the other rally event and then head over, pop over and do the street scene event over there.
when it is safe to do so.
How about your mum turns around when it's safe to do so? Again, what? What are you on about? Right, change car. Dooby-doo. Right, this is so this is another dirt racing event. So, bring out the Citroen again. Let's wheel out Le Citroen. Le Champion. Le Champion. Joe. What, for the Citroen? For the Civic? Custom events. The Ashbrook Loop Scramble. Ashbrook Loop Scramble. Modern Supercars. Afternoon. Modern Rally. Anything goes. Can you see whether they use custom routes on these ones? And your dad's name? So that'd be Gene then. For the Citroen. Or Phil for the ST1. Let's try this. Checking car restrictions. I can enter the Citroen. Because basically it's just anything goes, and I guess C-Class 600. So it kind of widens the entry list rather than just cult cars. That's a Hudson Hornet right next to us. And I think that's a Quartz Regalia from Final Fantasy. That's a Ford Capri. Yeah, the diversity of this entry list, a lot bigger this time, I think. We've got a 53 Corvette, two 53 Corvettes, one of them being driven by the Stig, apparently. Porsche 356A from 1959, a Triumph TR3B from 1962. This is a Ford Capri, I believe. Yep, that's a Capri. That is a Porsche 914. Like, we've got one of those. There's a Mini. So this is Dirt Rally 2.0. MGB. Is that a 74? That's a 74 Honda Civic, so Joe Tackett's grandpa. And yes, I think that's a Quartz Regalia, which I believe is from Final Fantasy. I think. Yeah, it's a Quartz Regalia Type D. It likes that D. So let's get after that D, shall we? Acceleration, not, you know, amazing. But, you know, we move. But, you know, we move. It gets there when it gets there. Again, it's very French. It gets up to speed when it wants to. It's the Type D for Dale. Also, I'm curious as to what car that is Super Mike's driving. Is that the Triumph? Oh, God, what was the car? It was a monster limo thing from Fun. I know, right? I swear it said what car Mike was... Swift, what are you doing? You bleed... The Corvettes are letting the side down, really. Also, we've not gone off-road so far in this off-road rally racing event. I was reading it right. Here we go. Here we go. Acceleration, yes. It has some. Side by side with Swift in his Capri. Just driving around in my 82 Lancia 037 Stradale. Lovely choice of car. I approve. Anyway, let's hunt down Super Mike. Oh, he's in a Triumph TR3B, isn't he? So he's after the B for boobs, I guess. Oh, we've just gone on the outside. And we've gone on the outside of the 356 Porsche. And now we're looking up the inside of the 914 Porsche. Is the Quartz Regalia limo thingy of Final Fantasy-ness leading? I can't accept this. I'm not accepting this footage. I'm not accepting this. Kirsty McKenzie's angry. A car that doesn't even exist in this reality is leading this rally race. She's not having it. Luckily, we do have 5 laps in this event. I think the standard one has 3, but we have 5 laps in this event. Oh, my word. And we're crushing for... Whoops. We just knocked over someone's wall. Just to check, by the way, settings... Oh, we can't even access them during the event. Okay. Fairly certain we're still on Pro difficulty, which is 1 down from Unbeatable. Unbeatable in this and Forza Horizon 5 always felt a bit too cheesy. Like, the AI were just a bit too like, oh, we're just going to beat you now no matter what you do. But we might try it out. We might see. I might go all, like, pro gamer strats. Elite sim racing strats. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. The Quartz Regalia is so slow. Why is it so slow? It's being out-dragged by a Mini. What's actually powering that thing? Pixie dust? Magic? Emo anime fringes? I don't know. He's getting duppied anyway. Look at it. It's like someone stuck a... I don't know. The flipping... what was it called? The Mitsuoka Lysaid that Clarkson was driving on the Grand Tour. It's like someone stuck the body of that onto a monster truck chassis. And presumably powered it with a mini engine. Bean engine... Oh my god. Did you mean to say bean energy there? The bean... Just powering the Quartz. And there's a commercial break happening, so hopefully, unlike Fox Sports, I'll try and avoid having any major incidents or crashes happen in the ad break so you miss them. And yes, I promise I will change the ad settings so they're basically like 1 an hour. So they're basically not, they basically don't exist. Right, can't pass, we're still in an ad break. Can't pass, we're still in an ad break. Alright, and... Okay, we're back. Okay, now we can overtake. So, thankfully, you didn't miss any... Forget green energy, we need to invest in bean energy. Heinz Beans energy. Does that mean that Nissan Cube is going to become the greatest car in the world? It's all the future. The Mitsuoka Lucide is based on an S13 Silver. It is! And it's a massive... Why? Why would you not just want an S13 Silvia? It's perfectly fine as is. Without, you know, James May mounted chandeliers on the fenders. Did that count? It did count. Oh, we're side by side with the Mini! Citroen v Mini, this is definitely a Dirt Rally 2.0 entry-level battle right now. Normally, depending on the... Well, if the AI are anything to go by in Dirt Rally 2, normally this is accurate. Well, it's not accurate because the Mini would be miles out in front. Whenever I've done events in that class in Dirt Rally 2, it's been Minis and Lanciers and then the Citroens miles behind. But not here! Oh, we're wheel banging! The Mini actually tried wheel banging with us! In our massive French ball. My God! At least it won't break down and fall into a million pieces, eh, Dodge? What? Don't be dissing Dodge out here. Well, unless they've got a reason for it. Unless it's a rebadged Fiat. Meantime, we've kind of slapped the Mini. I love how... One of these cars is not like the others. We've got a 70s Citroen, a 60s Mini, a 60s MGB, a monster truck Mitsuoka Lucide from a video game that doesn't even exist. Makes it sound like the Final Fantasy games don't exist. But then again, yeah, horsepower, not exactly what this car's known for. Very comfortable ride, hydropneumatic suspension and all that stuff, but not really horsepower. So no wonder they were all slowly gaining on me up the hill there. They were all like gaining, gaining, gaining. And now we're back in the dirt. We're back in the twisties. Kirsty McKenzie is enjoying life. Oh, nice. Kind of a front-wheel drive... Meantime, the Quartz Regalia, I think, is getting annoyed at how much we're beefing on it. He's trying to fight back. He's now mastering the Mini. I've just noticed. The Mini looks so small. I mean, it is, but especially in front of that car. The car that can't decide if it's a Mitsuoka Lucide or a monster truck. So it decided to be both for some reason. For some reason. Little Mini's running away. Please! Take me with you. It's being bullied. It really is. The Mini's like trying to chase on me. He's like, come on! Annoying with the Forza AI. You can be having a good close race with them, but once you get ahead enough, they just give up. Yeah, I have noticed that. I have noticed that. Oh no! Come on! I need speed. There we go. Now I'm just ragging on modern Dodge's build. Oh, okay. So, well, they're basically Fiats now anyway, aren't they? So... Nice thing about this is a big front-wheel drive. It, you know, obviously it's a big sedan, but it is also front-wheel drive, so you do get that nice kind of lolloping lift-off oversteer. And then, of course, you just know that once, as soon as you put your foot down, it wants to go straight again. The poor Mini! Come on, the little Mini! Come on, the little Mini! I believe in you! I believe in you! I think he's going to hold on for second. Being relentlessly bullied the whole way by the massive Quartz. But Most importantly, yes, the Mini finished second. Ahead of the Quartz Regalia. Hunting the D. He wanted that D. I don't know if it was a D tracker. So I'm just doing some nasal spray. Oh, I just saw the other one. There we go. There we go. Just so I can, breathe. Oh, what time have we got? Oh, okay. For as much waffling as I did earlier, I thought we had way less time left. So, that's a second win on the board for Kirsty McKenzie and her Citroen. We will think of a name of. It may well be that I just think of one off stream. I like the fact we're up to level 98 on this save overall, just through doing festival playlist events. We're nearly at level 100 on this save alone, having barely done any of the actual in-game events. Just doing the seasonal. Oh, okay. Okay. Quartz Regalia uses a 7.2-litre supercharged V12 rated of 433 horsepower, but it weighs 6,000 pounds. Bloody hell. Also, that's interesting, because that particular Subaru Impreza, I believe, Jason, backseating is allowed, just to answer this question. This is only available in wheel spins, right? This car you can't buy in the auto show. The 04 Impreza, you can't buy in showrooms. So we just won that in a wheel spin, which is lovely. It's very tasty. It's not too hard to find in auction houses, because it's not quite as rare as other cars, but it's still a rare car in this game. Still a car you can't get brand new, so very nice. Very possible that Kirsty, the irony of Kirsty winning an event, and then you can only buy the 05. Ah, gotcha. Well, you can buy a few of the more modern ones, can't you? The 08 and the 11, the 2011. Oh, this is a drift zone. I'm in a front-wheel drive Citroen. I'm not going to be doing much drifting. I wonder, is there an achievement, or was there some sort of thing about getting 0 in a drift zone? Right, anyway. Another street scene event. The Citroen can rest for the moment. Wheel spin or playlist mainly. There you go. So, yeah, there it is. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, meantime. Do you know what? I think for something different, Joe's going to take out his weekend mobile. It's the summer season. It's the summer season. He's taking out his cruiser for a nice summer drive in the sunshine. He's taking out his S800, which is tuned, obviously. So, let's see what we got this time. Ironically, there's a Subaru Impreza right next to us on the start line. And there we go. Also, yes, the RPM. This engine really does rev to 11,000 RPM. Just small Honda engine things. That colour scheme is like the kids' pedal cars. Meantime, Again, another thing I love about street scene races, the sheer variety of cars you get in them. We've got an Aston Martin, James Bond Aston Martin, a BMW M5, a Hot Wheels Chevrolet Nov, a Napier Railton 1933 Grand Prix car. Anyone want some, was that a Mitsubishi English? Was it? I don't know. Ford SVT Cobra R. I'm also liking the fact that there is a Napier Railton out here, so if anyone wanted to get their Spirit of Speed 1937 on, we're out here. Also, I'm not taking a photo of my own car yet, so... And nothing else. Okay, good. Oh, and there's a guy in front. Oh, my God. Oh, my. There's been a horrible crash. Just the nature of street racing, but... Oh, we're going over here now. Oh, my word. Someone's just ploughed into the local pub. The Napier Railton. In a very Spirit of Speed move. The handling from Spirit of Speed is still present, because he's just veered straight into the local pub. Meantime, I'm hunting down a BMW M5 in my Honda S800 whilst being pursued by James Bond. whilst being pursued by James Bond and a Ford Mustang. Ah, street scene events are lovely. Rev so high because Honda's main focus at the time was their motorcycle, so a lot of their engineering and that went into the spirit of sin. In your car collection, is there a Stallion? There is! There is! Oh, did you say English because it sounds like Stallion? But it's not. I see. I'm with you now. I'm on the same wavelength. Uh-oh. Right, James Bond is trying to send up the inside. That's a sentence I'm pretty sure no one's ever said before. Oh, we've counter-sent James Bond. Suck on that, James Bond. I like the fact that James Bond is just... you know, especially now he's more retired from the Force, from the Secret Service. He's just out here, gentleman racing his old Astons. Whoa, 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 whoa! Steady on! Hello, you rowdy little thing. Okay. It wants to handle like a motorbike as well as go like one. We're up the inside. We're in the lead. We sent it. We did a Mika Hakkinen. We sent it up the inside. 3 wide using lap traffic. Well, in this case, a civilian car. Oh, oh my word! Whoa! Okay, so you know that thing I said earlier about the Civic, where it might actually be too light to get any proper grip? I think the same thing's happening with the S800. It's skittering around. It's a leery little thing. So much for this being the relaxing vintage cruiser for nice sunny... Oh my word! Oh my god, that M5 is all up in our grills. We've got a hairpin here. We've got a hairpin. Oh, he tried sending on us. Was not successful. Oh, now it's going to be flat out to the line. This is going to be tense. Because, surprise, surprise, the S800 may not have horsepower on its side. You need a better differential. Well, it's got the race differential on it, so it might just be a case of tweaking the setup. But for now, it's got more than enough to win. It's winning. It's first race for the S800. Very nice. Why did I just think to call it Grandpa Johnny? Because it's like the original version of the Honda S2000. And, you know, Johnny... meantime... oh, dear. The poor Napier. The poor Napier had a disaster. Oh, the Corvette finished third. Despite head-on... despite smashing into a Ford Fiesta head-on earlier in the race. Probably barely felt it. Oh, did we just crash into a car? The first win for our little not S2000, S800. So let's continue trucking along. I'm enjoying just progressing through. Doobie-doo. Oh, we've got a wheel spin. We've got an extra Wehele spin. Oh, the Forzathon Live. Do we want to do the Forzathon Live? Yeah, we've got $2,000 anyway. Forzathon Live's normally like drift things and stuff like that. I think we're good for the moment. I think we're alright. We can go over here. Ooh, we've got some stuff at the festival. We could build a drag racer. Start doing drag racing. We could do drag racing things. Oh, we've got a road rally trail down here at the festival site, so we can do that. Also, I don't think we've done this speed trap up here, so let's lay down a speed. 79.8 miles an hour. New personal best. Was that enough for even 1 star? It was enough for 1 star. Wow. Super Mike's current record of 207 miles an hour. Yeah. Yeah, we're not quite there in this car, but we will. We will. Maybe not, well, not in this car, but you know. But yes, I've just realised the drag racing scene. The speed! Feel the speed! I have just realised the drag racing scene is the thing we can start doing, so we can start building it. I seem to recall there were some amazing builds out there to make the to build the Mark II or the Mark the what do you call it? The A70 Supra into a drag racer. I also plan to build that into a drag racer potentially. So we'll see about that. Anyway, where are we? We're rallying again, so it's time for the Citroen. It's time to deploy the Citroen once again, but also custom events. Retro Rally. Kick it. Hang on a minute. So, Dirt Racing Series Trail Race, 3.5 miles. Custom events. Trending today. Kick It. Dirt Racing Series Trail Race 3.5 miles. And it's anything goes, so... Yes! Our Citroen is permitted. And the noise of the speed! Alright, so... Well, we've got a big unit next to us again, but this time it's a Toyota... Is that a Hilux? It's the Jeep version, so not... Also, yeah, difficulty settings. Yep, pro difficulty. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. And once again, the selection of opponents on display. We've got a Dodge Charger, multiple Dodge Chargers, a Volkswagen Golf, a Lancia 037 up ahead. There's some car with a roof rack, so I'm not quite sure. I think it's some kind of Audi estate maybe. The aforementioned Toyota Hilux Jeep thing, SUV. At the moment, we're very much road racing. Oh my... Okay, that bit of barrier did not need to be jutting out like that. Yeah, of course, it was the barrier's fault that I hit it. Oops! Up the inside, there's another vintage race car by the looks of it. Oh, actually. And we can do photo mode with it. Is that a Jag XK120? It is! Wow. It's very nice. Is there anything else we need to photograph? There's another vintage Golf there. What are those up ahead? I think it's a Chevy Nova and a Ford Capri by the look of it. But we need to get up there first. Oh, I see what that estate is now. I think that's the Top Gear edition Mercedes all-terrain EAT. Well, it's E-AT. I suppose it's some kind of project car they built. Didn't you say it was from Top Gear, AJ? What episode would that be? It was one that after the Holy Trinity left, so I don't know. Oh, are we going to go 3 wide? Oh, ping. We knocked over a road sign, but you know what? You got to get your hands dirty. Especially in rallying. You kind of got no choice but to get your hands dirty. All right, well, there's the Jag. There's the Charger. Apparently, we haven't taken a... Let's get closer to Sir Gibbicus in what I think is a Chevy Nova. It's not the Hoonigan one, is it? The Napalm Nova, maybe. Obviously repainted. So we've got a Capri, a Chevy Nova, a Toyota Hilux, and a Citroen DS in the top 4 positions. The variety out here is amazing. If you're yearning for more variety in modern motors, the good car called the Nova, not a 90s Chad box. Oh, it's just a regular Chevy Nova SS. Mm-hmm. All right. Got to top up with Beppis mid-race, obviously. So yeah, if you're complaining of a lack of variety in modern motorsport these days, get yourself down to the Forza Horizon scene. We've got all sorts out here. And meantime, the Nova, it's Ford versus Chevy for the lead. An iconic battle. Especially if we were in Australia right now. And the Nova in the lead, ahead of the Capri. But they've still got to deal with me. Oh! The problem is, I think this is mostly flat out to the flag, so we're going to have to use momentum here. Not much dirt racing in this dirt racing event, but can we still get second? Oh! Whoops! Sorry! Bit of a bump and run there. You know what? You got to do what you got to do, you know? Oh my god, he didn't even finish on the podium. Skellington got him for 3rd in his Charger. Well, 2nd place behind the Nova. I don't mind losing. Well, I do mind losing to someone with those shoes on. But, you know, not bad. Not bad. We've leveled up in both capacities, which is very tasty. And we've got another Wahele spin. A Wahey spin. What have we got now? 125 grand. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Helpful to top up the coffers after, you know, splurging on our Rover earlier.
Which leaves us with the 12 bravest, fastest, dirtiest drivers at Horizon.
Why did that look like something I would... Oh,
Gauntlet. You've done well to get this far, and if you win this, you'll become Horizon's new dirt racing champion. Good luck.
All right. Cheers for that, Alex. Well, Kirsty's got a way to go first. But, meantime, what was the other event I was going to do? has some drifting there. And a speed zone. Dooby-dooby-doo. Do you know what? I think we're going to do it. I think it is time to build a drag racer. And suggestions for what car we should use for the drag racer in the chat now. I have a few ideas, mainly the Buick GSX or the Toyota Supra. I know the Supra can be made into a top tier one if you swap it for the 2JZ. If you 2JZ engine swap the Supra, it becomes an absolutely phenomenal drag racer with the right build, with the right tune on it. But of course we can start off with something lower ranked, obviously. That's kind of the theme as well. I'm kind of building cars to different levels. So this is C600 rated. A Charger. I don't have one at the moment, ironically. Or, unfortunately. If I unlock the Challenger SRT Demon, that might be good. Or can we beat our personal best in the Honda S800? Yes! Just about. It was struggling over the hill there. Might need a bit more on that in a straight line to get the get 2 stars. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll get there eventually.
400 meters.
We'll go piling through the festival site. And we head over to the drag strip. Now, this is a whole series of events in and of itself, so... over here. The GSX, then. Good shout. Good shout. Right, okay, so... Festivale drag strip. Solo. Change car. We've got the Chevelle. We've got the Camaro IROC Z as well. The cool thing is with the Buick, I know it takes the racing 7.2 litre V8, which is from out of one of the racing trucks, I think. So that's a phenomenal. That's a pretty epic drag racer when you build it like that. Right, the Supra's built to B700 already. Let's try out the GSX. Alright. Classic Musel. I think the only thing I've done to this is repaint the wheels. That's it. Otherwise, it's stock. Alright. So, the Horizon Festivale drag strip. Let's do it to it. In our Buick. There's lots of Chargers around us, so obviously a lot of people had the same idea as Nick. There's Chargers all around me. Oh, they didn't get a good shit. Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be really close. Oh! What was the result? Oh, second! Was it the AMC machine? Oh, it was the Rebel machine. Oh, that was 0.013 in it at the flag. We beat out the phalanx of Chargers. That AMC Rebel is a backstage pass car, actually. So close. That was exciting, though. That was good. You don't earn much money doing drag racing, though. That's the unfortunate thing. You could drag race Constipate. I know, right? I also love, this is such a cool, like, old muscle car thing. I love the RPM counter on the hood. How cool is that? That's so gangster. Right, I think we will come back for... Oh, hang on, I've just realised we can unlock more drag racing if we at least level up, I believe. It's generally how these things go. So let's try out the Supra. Let's give the Supra a go. I don't know if I've particularly built it for drag racing yet. Like I say, I think it's built... It's B600, but I don't know if that's... It'll either be that or a drift tune. So 257 horsepower. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, it's at the top level of B class, so... If we can build cars... Retro sports cars... So it should be in there with other JDM cars, really. It will be. All right. Mike, you ready for this? Jason's back just in time for my boy. Yep. All right, no pressure. We've got to do Mike's boy proud. We've got a Treno and an R33 Skyline next to us. Oh, that's a long first gear. Oh, we're side by side with the R33. Oh, we're pulling ahead. We're pulling ahead. We're pulling ahead. Oh, it's going to be close again. I think we did it, though. I think we did it. We did. Yes. Haha. By a mammoth margin of 0.061, maybe. Nothing in that. Nothing in that. But a first win in drag mode goes to the Supra. I was a tie for third as well? Amazing. Well, good start. And that's a good omen for the Supra. I mean, the Buick was incredibly close. So we'll see. But I know you can get some epic drag tunes for the Supra. And there we go. We've unlocked another.
Make the grade each round, you'll be eliminated. On that note, you're through to round 2.
Excellent. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Bex. Oi, Bex. All right, what next? Oh, I just noticed there's a circuit racing event just to the north of here. The Derwent Reservoir Sprint. Reservoir Sprint. Now, road racing is an interesting proposition. I've not built as many cars for road racing yet.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Also, I'm curious as to what engine is. It must be the stock engine, I'm imagining, but it seems to rev very low. It's like...
In 200 meters, turn sharp left.
Like I said, for the epic drag builds, you swap in the 2JZ and things just go off the charts.
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
Oh, I've just... Oops! Ping! I have just had an idea for road racing, for the circuit racing events. Well, road racing. I've had a few ideas, actually. Okay. Change car. So let's go. We've got... Can't see it. Mazda RX-3 is a good shout. B700 ranked. That, if we want to go absolutely God mode on it. Now, we've got our selection of parishes over here. We've got our selection of parishes. We've got a Rouser. We've also got our Celica GT down here. I think it's between the Porsches, the Mazda RX-3. Hang on, it's the 914 B700. I think we're going to deploy, because I think Porsches are going to be the theme of our road racing character, I should say, who may or may not graduate to become a Ford factory driver in IMSA one day after 2018. Oh, Nissan 240Z next to us. We might see a Grandpa Zilla in this field. Not the Grandpa Zilla, obviously. So here we are on a little Porsche 914. Oh, it has the familiar howl of a flat-engined ad brake. Thanks, Twitch. 3, 2, 1, and ad brake. Thanks for that. We're struggling going uphill, mostly flat out at the moment. We're getting swarmed by Aston Martin DB, I think they're DB4s. Zagatos. Super Mike up ahead is, I'm not sure what he's in. He might be in his Triumph again, potentially. But, right, ad break ending now. Well, thankfully you guys didn't miss anything. Once again, I'm avoiding doing the Fox Sports thing. The only problem is this has basically been flat out. Sir, Oriole, you know how much I don't like the Gran Turismo AI thing of just blithering in front because horsepower and then stopping. Oh, the send. Oh, that was a deep send. A deep, hard, aggressive send. But it worked. Past one of the Capris. Oh, Swiftshaw in his Capri again. And I think that is Mike's in his Triumph again. This is a triumph. He's making a note here, huge success. But yeah, well, 40% of the way through, and at the moment, our mostly handling-based little Porsche is not really getting a chance to show that much. Well, it won't if I do that. And there is a Hakoska just ahead. It's not obviously not the Grandpa's. I feel like I'm getting deja vu here. Oh no, now we're in water. I'm in a convertible. There's a fish flapping around on the passenger seat. Clearly that's what's distracted Mike, because we've gained a position on him. But yeah, these are mostly flat out kind of open roads. And yeah, as you can see, we're kind of, yeah, struggling a bit. We need more, well, we need more corners. Ow! More corners where our opponents actually have to slow down. Funnily enough, this is my problem with a lot of point-to-point races in Horizon 5. Because, is that Nissan? Have we not taken a picture of it yet? Take a picture. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, we've not got a picture of the Elan either, so there we go. Lovely, we'll do that. I'd like to pick up a Nissan. I might have a certain amount, for the Timestorm racing characters, I might have a certain amount of cars that just suit them. But, Swift, why did you do that? Why did you do that? We were going around a right-hand bend. You blithering idiot. Anyway, I might have a certain selection of cars that it doesn't matter about their rarity in the game, like you could buy them for a $5 in the auto show or whatever, but they just suit the characters the best. The Nissan 240Z is definitely one of those. Oh, there's an S-bend. Yes, yes, everyone stop for the S-bend. I've picked up the position. Come on, flat out through this corner, come on. Oh, we're making a late run for the podium. Oh, yes! No, there's another corner. Second. Oh, my God. What the hell? We went from 5th to 2nd in about a blink of an eye. Maybe we were like 6th, weren't we? We went from 6th to 2nd. Holy crap. What the hell just happened? Clip that, please. That was amazing. I was like, please give me some corners. Give me some turns. Oh, we can't fast forward apparently. Oh, is there no like replay mode camera? Car close to the front wheel. Helicopter reverse bonnet, follow advanced slow spin side dolly. Pan across. I'm Preston at the Horizon Festival. So yeah, most of this replay is just going to be... Oh, pan across looks nice. Okay, that'll do, I think. So most of this is going to be... I wish there was more of a way to actually fast forward. Literally just says advance and yeah, it does nothing. Let's basically play it at normal speed. Oh, that was a good send though. That was a good send on the Capri. That was a really... Look at that! Right up the inside. A preview of things to come. The shape of things to come. So I think at this point we're in 8th. Struggling with flat out... struggling for horsepower, really. In our Assoluto Ridge Racer livery Porsche. Very, very pretty car, though. Incredibly pretty. Sorry, I just thought I heard some bang. Or is it a knock on the door or something? That was another good send there on Super Mike. So at this point, still struggling a bit, as you can tell by the fact we're now getting swarmed by an Aston. So, still struggling a bit for horsepower, really, if we're honest. If we're honest. In fact, wheel banged with an Aston there. I think follow advance might be the best one. So here we go. I think we're in 6th or 7th, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we were 7th here. So we were 7th at this point. So we were 7th at this point. Now we're up to 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so we're up to 6th now. And I'm like, please, please just give me a few more corners. Please. Oh, please. Yeah, here we go. We're going down here. These, and here we go. We're entering the final set of corners now. So, the Nissan 240Z wobbles. There's 5th. And then there's some understeer in front. Around the outside of the Corvette. Up the inside of the Hakoska. Around the outside of the Lotus Elan. And then side by side across the finish line with the 73 Nissan Skyline. That was brilliant. That was fantastic. All right, I'm good now. We're good now. Oh, that was great. What a way to salvage what had been a crap race up until that point. No way you're doing that in Horizon 5. Smooth criminal. And we get some Pennywise. You know what? I'll give best to the to a classic Nissan there. But our little Porsche did the job there. Nice job. Nice podium finish there. Good stuff. Whether that will continue as one of our designated road racing cars, I'm not sure, but I did like it. I do like it. It's a speedy boy. It's agile. Which is, you know, kind of the point. Like I say, we might give the Mazda RX-3 a go next time as well. I was also, as I was saying, I've got horny. That means I've got horny. I would like to inform you. And I'm unable to join a free roam session. Is it because I'm horny? It might be. Oh, I'm just wondering why that street race icon is gold now. Right, where are we? There's a cross-country event down there. We're not bothering with that. So what's over here? 350 grand for Kingfisher Cottage over there. I'm kind of going in a clockwise direction. Is there anything? I've done some events and stuff over there. There's a house there, Durwood Mansion. A couple of cross-country events around there. Hang on. Oh, I've got an idea. You have a street race close to you. Do I? Ah, that's further up. Oh, yes, there we go. The Rail Yard Express. Oh, yes. And Mortimer's Pass. So we got... And... there's a lot of... And some rallying. There's a lot happening over here. Ooh. And the Lake District Sprint. There is another road race. So I'm kind of... Remember, we're kind of going a little bit counter... clockwise around the map. So... Actually, if we go... We've got a glut of rally races down here. Another road race. Street race down here. Yep. Okay. Okay. So pretty much everything we need to do for now is tackled over here. Oh, hang on, though. Wait a minute. Cotswold Super Sprint Road Racing Series exhibition available. That wasn't showing up because it's a seasonal event. So we are... In fact, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to work our way northwards up here. We've got this glut of events to deal up here. So, meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to fast travel back down here. And finally accept that we are unable to join a session. For some reason. Oops. No, I didn't mean to do that.
Turn right.
Right. So, we want a road race series first up. We're going to have a road race series first up. What I was going to say is, if it fits the character, there's certain cars that I don't mind. Let's have a quick look around the auction house. This time, we don't need to look for a Rover, believe it or not, because we have one. Rover completed it, mate. Toyota, prize cars. MR2 SC, MR2, GT86, MR2, MR2, MR2. Okay, so yeah, they're all very expensive. Apparently I need to return to free roam to accept Horizon Life into my heart. So, there we go. So yeah, there's a few cars, like I got that... Actually, that's a point. That's a point. I think it was built to A800 spec, the 911 I picked up. It's not particularly rare in any way, but at some point you've got to say, well, who cares? Who gives a toss? So it's A800. get in the car. There's a wide body available for it, but we don't want that yet. Reset default upgrade. So it's B631. Okay. So that Porsche we just drove was B700, was it not? Excuse me. Tell I've mostly been sat on my own talking to no one recently. My voice is like actual talking. What is this? Aha! Sneaky wang on the rear wang. There we go. Believe it was B700. Yes, there we go. So, aha! So race tire compound. We can pop sport tires on it for the moment. Race tires will take us over the threshold. What wheels did I have on it? Did I have T37s? Yes. Well, I will now. It now has Volt T37s on it because almost every car I build has those on. Clutch. Actually, I think we could just put sport parts on the moment. Sport. Spurt. Redeem hydrate. That'll probably help my vocals out, thank you. Very smart. Right. Sport brakes. Sport suspension. Sport anti-roll bars. Sport roll cage. And then the only weight reduction we got is race weight reduction. So, pop a couple of engine upgrades on, probably. Sport intake takes us up. Hang on, where's the exhaust? That normally 702. There we go. So 698. Ooh, 699. 697. Now, let's get us right up to exactly 700. This is very much a balancing act. 701. 703. Okay, race flywheel. So, hang on. $699. 705. 698. 702. 694. 700. There we go. Sport pistons. Takes us up to the magic 700. Lovely. That'll do. So it's actually a little heavier than it was before, but still 1,129 kilos. While pumping out, was that around 225 horsepower I showed there? In our 1973 Carrera. Where does it set the destination to? Oh, the same place, but I just want to go the other way. Oh, and it has that lovely...
It is safe to do so.
Yeah, judging by the badge on that grille,
Calculating route
I'm going to assume
in 100
2.7 litre flat six in this car. Bloody hell. Traffic's busy out today in Broadway. So that lovely flat six growl to it. And this is just one of the stock colours as well, which is nice. The other thing, one of the other choices I was thinking of for a road racing car would be a Mercedes 190. The Mercedes 190 Evo 2, the DTM spec. The road-going spec for the DTM car. One of those. Quite cool. That would probably be A800, probably. Would also fit, ironically, for the American road racing driver that I have in mind, which we've partially met before. I tried introducing her a few years ago in Formula 1 2021. That would be Katie Piper. For an American driver, she rather... Excuse me. Do you mind? Well, before you sod off in your Chavmobile, in your DS3 Racing, your Donkey Small 3, your Donkey Small 3, your Donkey Small Cubed, at least let me take a picture. There we go. Right, so, switch to normal event. There we go. Rare classics in our Porsche. We're going to take us on in our Porsche. It's funny, most of the time in this game I found that I prefer driving the lower powered cars anyway. Like, anything above S1 starts to become quite tricky to handle on a pad. With certain exceptions anyway, so... There's been a lot of historic racing out here today by dint of the cars we've been using. And, well, we've got some tasty ones out here. Donkey Schlong 3. Oh, James Bond is back out here again. As a selection of various vintage Ferraris, so somewhere Chris Evans is rubbing himself off. This race is causing pocket tightness for him. In his trousers. In his trousers. In the meantime, we're out here to beat all comers in our Porsche. In our Porsche. Oh, there's multiple James Bonds in this one. I can see an Aston DB5 just up ahead. Oops, we've just nerfed the Cobra. Skellingtor Shelby Cobra. Goodwood Revival, but it really is. This is Goodwood Revival Forza Horizon Edition. The Horizon Revival series. That was a Ferrari California, worth about 5 times as much as the... I don't know. as the value of the Earth. Rubbing himself off from a jail. Is he in jail? Did Chris Evans go to jail? Am I... The Edinburgh Revival. Am I tripping? That's how stunned I was. Alright, we're up to 4th place. 35% into this sprint race. This is the real sprint race format that Formula 1 needs to establish. Get all the cars, get all the drivers into vintage cars from the manufacturers of their F1 cars and make them do a point-to-point road race. We're up behind Bearded Villain in a Mercedes 280 convertible. He had you sexual offences. Okay. Doesn't sound great either way. Meantime, Billy Piper somewhere, it's like, I've been with some real... First time I'm hearing that one. Yeah. Top Gear Radio 2 Breakfast. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about that. Alright, 65% through. We're now going flat out. Now, horsepower, not quite as much of a problem as in our previous parish, but it's still not quite the strength of this car. But don't worry, we have some corners. We do have some corners. We also have a Ferrari Dino chasing us down. And nothing on the Wikipedia about it. Oh, okay. Well, unless it was very, very recent or false information. I have a feeling that Ferrari's trying to send on us. Tried. Was not able to. Smooth line through that corner. I think we're mostly flat out to the line now, so this will be a horsepower. This will be a drag race. But it is one that the Ferrari is incapable of winning. It's a dub for Porsche. Circuit racing with a Porsche winning. Just name a more iconic duo, really. Okay, so that's a nice big dub there. Now we can head northbound to take on that kind of glut of events we found in the kind of Derwent Forest, I suppose. Just to the east of the reservoir. Dogs. And we got another wheel spin as well, which is lovely. Tasty and nutritious. And it's given us some Michael Jackson gloves. Not quite as tasty and nutritious. You can't really eat gloves anyway. I mean, it's not like you can eat gloves anyway, so... I think that last event has put us right in position to... We can go pick up this cottage, actually. And there's a rally event nearby, so... We can do that. So we go, we've got the money to do it, easy, yeah. Let's go pick up this cottage, shall we? Kingfisher Cottage, in the forest. In the woodlands.
In 200 meters, turn
That's
right.
also making me wonder about some of the other festival playlist events I've been doing recently. That the original version of the event hasn't actually been done. I've only done the festival playlist version, if that makes sense. So we'll have a look once we've moved our belongings into Kingfisher Cottage.
Turn right.
hearing from a video about where modern Top Gear went wrong, so it could be complete tosh. Might well be. Might well be.
You have arrived at your destination.
Kingfisher Cottage. Doesn't get any more serene than this, my friend. This one is on the National Heritage Register, though, so don't ask me to put in a satellite dish or a basketball court or anything.
Sure? Can I at least not have, like, Sky TV or something? Can I at least not have just, like, a nice telly?
But like I said, take care. You do not want the National Heritage people after you.
No, I'm not planning on it. Just as long as there's space in the spare room for a model railway. Is that okay? Are they alright with that? I'll be running mostly steam locos, so heritage stuff, maybe? It's very possible. VJ Malley has entered the chat. Alright. Yeah, we had a look at the twit. There's a GT ST205 Celica. We don't got much of a war chest to go hunting for stuff at the moment anyway, so yeah, we picked up Kingfisher Cottage. Apparently we got a rubber ducky out of that, although I think it's a horn sound. Which is a point, actually. I've not actually customized the horn sound much, so how do I do that again? I can't remember. Is it down in cars, maybe? Tune your car. Choose your creative hub, maybe? No. Huraz on life. I'm being very thick, aren't I? Obviously. And we've won a hat. Tonight, I win a hat. So, nearby, we've got that White Horse Dirt Hill Trail thingy. That's tasty. Now, let's have a look. Right, seasonal events we've done recently. Exhibition completed. Right, that's good. Yep, that's a PR stunt, as it were. A cunning stunt. Now, I think that's another PR stunt. Okay, yeah, I've done that circuit before, but in a seasonal event, so that's fine. Street race, we've done all those. Yep, tasty, lovely, and nutritious. Tasty and nutritious. We've got a drift zone there. More cross-country in the quarry. We're in the quarry. Thankfully not the, thankfully not that horror game.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Alright, just stop nagging me. Right, meantime, there is a...
100 meters.
Is there an influence board somewhere in the... Are we supposed to break the shed? I don't want to destroy James May's shed. James, I'm very sorry. James, listen, I had to destroy your shed. Look what you've done to my bloody shed, man. So, sorry, we had to destroy James's shed. I hope that wasn't protected by National Heritage. English Heritage Ops to swarming cottage. What did we tell you about messing around with this house? I only... Listen, there was an influence board in the shed. Someone had wedged it inside the shed, and I couldn't fit my car in it. Alright? Right, meantime, let's run away. Run away from the... Look what you've done to my bloody shed, man. We both went for the same quote. Right, I think for the first time today, we've deployed the Citroen. It's time to go up a level and deploy the Peugeot. Another French hatchback. This one very different to the Citroen, though. Retro hot hatch. Yeah, sounds like a good one for me. I can hear it growling there. The engine note on it. Sounds good. Also just looks good. I remember really liking this car in Dirt 4 as well. A game that I really want to get again, although annoyingly I don't have a PS4 anymore. And you can't get it online, because it's done the thing where... Probably because the license is expired or something. So it's basically abandonware on PC already, but I'll find a way. Anyway, off we go. Oh, there's a Prelude. Multiple escorts around us. There's a Prelude. Volkswagen Golf up ahead. What looks like an Integra. Or it might be an Acura. A Volkswagen Corrado. Go to Tierra del Fuego and James is going to hunt you down and kill you there. What, with a machete? Right, well, once again, this is just driving down lovely flat-out country roads, but this is a rally event, right? Are we going to actually do some rallying in a minute? My bugbear in Horizon 5 was that a lot of the point-to-point races, like the entire final quarter of the final 25% of the route was just all flat out. But anyway, we're up to 4th, having not done much actual rallying. Well, having done precisely naught rallying so far. Still not doing any rallying. Still continuing to not do any rallying. Well, we're doing tarmac rallying, I suppose, of a kind. We've gone 50% of the way through this rally race and not done any rallying yet. Are we now going to? I think I recognise this from that. Yes, there we go. This is where, this is part of the race we did against the Quartz Regalia Mitsuoka Lusaid. So now we're doing some rallying. Oh, there's a Renault Clio leading the way. The battle of the 90s hatch. Oh, there we go. Round the outside of the Clio. The Renault Clio Williams. Poor James Vowles is in the mud. Which pains me a lot, because Williams are probably on balance my favourite F1 team. And I love James Vowles to Pete. I want James Vowles to just mentor. I want to be friends with James Vowles and have him, like, give me inspirational speeches. And, I don't know, read me bedtime stories, because his voice is so relaxing. He's just always really soft-spoken and analytical, and you've got to understand that this was a great weekend for our team. I'm just like... I'm like, sorry, I fell asleep listening to you, but it's not because you're boring. Meantime, we are leading in our aggro little Peugeot. That's not quiet at all. It's just... It's ready to glass someone with a broken bottle. No wonder Kirsty McKenzie appreciates that kind of attitude, that kind of energy. And it's going to win by absolutely years. What on earth happened? We won by 5 seconds. Bloody hell. That was a crushing victory from the Peugeot on debut. My internet shat the bed just now and I missed it. I think everyone else's internet shat the bed because we ended up winning by 5 seconds. Not complaining, obviously, but a good first hit out for the Peugeot. Which, like the Citroen, we'll hopefully be seeing more of later on in Dirt Rally 2. Meantime, where are we at the moment? Is there an option to turn off the Peugeot Gilles? Gilles Panizzi? I like that. I like that. I see. Yep. I'm with you. Yep. Take me there. Right. Delete those. Delete cross country because we don't need those at the moment. Delete showcase and playground games. And barn finds and stores of business. And challenge cards. And there we go. That'll clean up the map a bit. Jason's galaxy brain is back. After earlier with the Vitesse Voyage. Did I not just turn off showcase events? Yes, I did. Oh, that counts because it's a new event, I suppose. Okay. Right, there we go. Okay. So that cleans up the map a bit. So we've ticked off almost... There's a lot of PR stunts that still need doing. I will build some drift cars at some point. For the moment, I will... The speed zone... I'm trying to think what could be our entry-level drift car. Well, we've got another ad break, so while I'm pondering that... So that's done there. Done there. That's quite expensive. That's Derwent Mansion. Very expensive. Very costly. So, I think... Lake District Sprint. I think it's time to head up there. And tackle that, I think. And then get into this glut of events over here. Possibly a stream main event. Depends on how long I'm feeling streaming today. There's been quite a bit of rambling. Any Sylvias? What's that? Oh, for the Drifter. For our Drifter character. I'm not sure. There's not any rare ones in the game, I know that. But again, it's not necessarily, like, mandatory. I have built that, though. That's my top-tier drift car for the moment, my GT86. And I'll tell you what, Grandpa Zilla is a decent drift car. Ooh, that could be a good shout for a drift car as well, actually. Okay, let's think on that. Let's ponder this. Let's ruminate that. I've also kind of built that to be a drift car as well. Dooby-dooby-doo. For now, let's cruise on over and
Turn around
Oops.
when it is safe to do so.
in Giles. In Giles. I'm tempted to call this Giles as like the sort of Roman, like the, what would you call it? The Romanized English translated version of Gilles. So named after legendary Peugeot tarmac rally driver Gilles Panizzi, who likes driving a loud and super aggressive Peugeot. 300ZX will probably require a bit of work because it's on the heavier side. Good point. But it may well be that it's like a B700 level, although drift of it. You do have drift, what do they call them? So, yeah, you do drift adventures, so they have certain ranked cars for that. That's true. We shall ponder about this. Also, we're a rally car. We don't need to worry about all these turns. Actually, that was a bad idea. Oh, my God. Oops. Help.
In 200
Ow.
meters, turn sharp right.
Help. I've been rescued. No, why have you put me back up here? Hang on. Get it. Yeah, you see? There you go.
Safe to do so.
And now we're just going to stick to the road. In fact, no, we're not. Shortcut. There we go. Through the trees. Car gymnastics. Car gymnastics that went so wrong I broke my car broke its neck. There's a speed trap of it here, which luckily I've already 3-starred. 115 miles an hour though, that's not bad. God, that car spawned in really late. I've had it sometimes where sometimes I've been driving along and suddenly my car will go plink like that, as if I've just crashed into something, because a civilian car has spawned right where my car happens to be in that very moment. So literally we're going along and then it'll be like, plink. You hit a car that didn't exist until that moment in space and time.
Turn right.
Which I think, I'll be honest, probably would be quite difficult to explain that on the insurance form. Right, so you're making a claim on your insurance. Someone crashed into you. Yes. How did the accident happen? Well, I didn't actually know they were there. Really now. No, genuinely, they teleported in from another plane of existence in the exact moment that my car happened to be in the same position as them on the road.
Arrived at your destination.
Right. How much methamphetamine have you consumed, sir? Surprisingly, none. Surprisingly, none. Right, so dooby-dooby-doo. The Porsche had a good first hit out. Oh, I'm going to try out the little Celica for road racing. Is there... Hang on, what's the name of the... Right, 4.6 miles. Dangerous Street, Formula Racing Series. Anything goes. Yep. I like these kind of anything goes ones, because, like... Again, you get a more interesting variety of opponents. We've already had some classic sports car races today, mainly when we ran the Porsche. And right, so right away we've got, I think, a 944 Porsche to our right. And I think some kind of rally raid truck next to us. And also, say hello to our little Celica. And what the bloody... Is that TVR? Oh, that's a TVR Cigaris, I think. In 86 livery. The punny name. TVR spec. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, that was that truck. A Honda Ridgeline Baja Trophy truck. Oh, I've just realised we're actually 3 wide. While I'm pausing for a moment to do Pokemon Snap, we're actually 3 wide with a pair of Focus RSs. Oh, what a pass. What a pass. Super Mike's ahead of us and now is behind us in another one. Oh, my word. Oh, this little Celica. Oh, my word, this little Celica. Oh, my word. So if Grandpa Zilla is the Nissan GTR's uncle, is this the Supra's great-grandfather? Grandpa Supra? I don't know what the nickname would be. Because the Supra did start as a trim level. The turbo noise, yes. I think that's a conversion. I think the original engine's NA, but you can bolt on a turbo, which we have. Okay, we're trying to chase down a Ferrari. Is that a Ferrari 355, I think? And yes, Celica Supra. There you go. Yeah, it started off as a trim level on the top of the Celica. We're being hunted down by an Aston DB4 again. Flashbacks to earlier with the Porsche 914 race we did. In a similar part of the map. Aha! A corner! And the AI had to brake there, which means sand. Oh, cock. Ow! Never mind, we're still going. That's the Porsche 944 that was next to us at the start. In second place, holding up the Ferrari. The Ferrari! Oh, and up the inside. Oops! Oh, trying to sneak up the inside of the Porsche. Oh! Nice send! And I think... Is that a Mercedes AMG E-Class in front of us? That's a Mercedes E-Class AMG out in front. Oh, so he's getting swarmed. Predictably, the big V8 German sedan is getting absolutely swarmed. By a little Celica, our little waspy Celica. Oh, it's just leaving them in the dust. Look at this. What a fabulous little car. This is exactly why I love finding some of those rare old cars. It's almost like, I kind of take there's this racing series in Australia called the Touring Car Masters, which is like historic racing with classic cars, but also you can use some modern bits on them to help keep, like, they don't have to be original nuts and bolts replicas or original race cars from the period. You can build them up to be that style of car, including using some modern parts and stuff, which keeps costs down, and it means the racing is fantastic. And in Australia, it's between, I think, you can enter any kind of production or touring car from between 1966 to 1982, I think. So you get this mix of all sorts of Mustangs and Falcons and Holden Tiranas and, what's the other ones? Monaros and Commodores. There is the odd Porsche 911 Carrera, like our one, in there. There's Valiants, so obviously the Australian version of the Dodge. There's Valiant Chargers and things like that in there. You just get some, and like I say, the racing is brilliant. It's fantastic. Chevy Camaros all over the place. So our Celica is kind of built to that spec. Modern parts, making a cool, historic-themed racing drive. Taking what would have been a historic and cool, fast race car in its day, and just updating it just a little bit, while staying true to the original spirit. So it's like a sort of HD remake,
That
HD
right
retexture.
there is one of the rarest cars at the festival. What can I say? When you play the wheel at Horizon, you don't go home with a goldfish.
The second half of that statement was correct, ma'am. But I'm fairly certain you can buy that car new in the auto show. So it can't be that rare. But then again, the way that the game grades rarity of cars can be a bit arbitrary at times, but... Oh, there's another Forza on Live coming up soon. But again, we don't need to do that. We can save that for off-stream. So where are we right now? So, where on earth are we? That's genuinely a good question. Oh, we're all the way down there. Oh, okay. Right, well, let's head up here. Here's 46. I say we tackle this glut of events over here. What do you reckon? As our kind of quasi-stream main... Although, I did have an idea for the stream main event. We'll see what we can do over here. I think let's stop off at Kingfisher Cottage first. And, oh, hang on. Have they rebuilt James May's shed? Yes, they have. Oh. Is this after 9 PM? Yes. Is this after the watershed? Can I swear on television? Yes. Oh, it's just those two that didn't sell. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, well, while we're here, that incredibly rare Porsche. Oh, we've gone right past all the Porsches. It's there. You can buy it if you want. Like I say, again, I think you've got something to say to me, haven't you? I'm sorry, James. I'm a big, fat, woolly-haired pillock. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful stuff. Right. What was GTA 6 for drifting? I'm a big, fat, woolly-haired pillock. Oh, we got a follow from Mardy Mard33. Welcome in. Welcome in. Lovely to see you in here. Welcome in. Welcome into the clubhouse. To the pub. We're just off for a cruise in our Camaro, as we're off to tackle a glut of events. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? Thanks for confirming right away that you're not a bot either. I think we're mostly out of that dark time in Twitch history, but regardless. We're on a... Well, this is my second playthrough of Horizon 4.
400 meters. Turn right.
We're running through it again for kind of 5 years on after its release. It's a favourite game of mine. We're also unofficially building a stable of street racers that will later become professional racing drivers called Team Timestorm. At the moment, we've got a street racer. Lol, no, bot.
Turn left.
Oh no, they're picking up sentience. These bots are getting way harder to detect now. No, we don't want to do Forza on live. We're not doing it this time. And yeah, we're kind of assembling Team Timestorm as well as... oh, I didn't realise there was dirt stuff on this stage. Okay. 5 on the floor. We're rallying in our Camaro. And this guy's rallying in his Bugatti of some kind.
In 400 meters. Turn left.
Okay, come on. You can do this. People have rallied far stranger things than this before. You can do it. Well, like I say, that guy's rallying a Bugatti. And, yeah, struggling with it, understandably. Oh, this is more... No, this is tarmac again. Okay, we're back on tarmac. In the forests. The summer sunset passing in. Into real race car drivers, like real sim racers, into real race car drivers like Gran Turismo.
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Oh! Oh, is that what you... Yes! So, like, real sim racers... like, sim racers into real race car drivers. Like, yes! A bit like that. A bit like that. So I have some fictional characters, some OCs, if you will. That we're kind of creating the backstory for. And they're starting out kind of as a street racing crew in this game in 2018. And, I was about to race the Camaro for a second. I might do. What should we take out for a race this time? Do you know what? I think the Mazda. Where's that Mazda? Where is it? It's down here somewhere. There we go. Mazda RX-3. I think we'll deploy that for a race today. Very, very rare. Another classic sports car, so... We need to paint the Camaro a deep blue. We're not making the Murder Maro from flipping that Top Gear episode. Custom events. Anything goes. Yes, let's do that. And this time we're going to deploy our Mazda RX-3. Another, like the Toyota, built to kind of historic... Well, you know how there's resto modding. Can I possibly do the M5 competitive BMW? That's my dream car. I don't have one. I probably wasn't planning on getting one. I'm not as big into BMWs, but I can see how easy it would be to acquire one. For now, we're off in our reeing little Mazda with its double Dorito engine. Instead of 2JZ, it's 2 Doritos. 2 Doritos engine. Oh, I've had the best idea for the stream main event. Someone cut in front of us in a Nissan 240SX. Is that some kind of Ford Falcon there? I think it is. Also, while I think about it, we actually need that Nissan 240SX. Funnily enough, we've mentioned Need to Be Pro Street, and now we're racing against Ryan Cooper's starter car from that game. But yes, I've had an idea for the stream main event. I'm not sure if it'll work, but we'll see. Oh my word. We're getting swarmed. Also, is that... Whoa, we're up the inside of James Bond again. A weeb Subaru. Oh, it's Palau. For a second, I was like, oh my god, are we getting swarmed by IndyCar champion Alex Palou in his Ford Falcon? Well, there's a Mazda MX-5, and what is that out in front? Is that some sort of dirt buggy thingy out in front? Well, again, anything goes, so if it fits, it fits. If it fits, I sit. There's a Mazda MX-5 in second. So it's a Mazda 2-3. Come on, the Doritos. We need the old Doritos. The Doritos power. Oh, they're side by side for the lead. The MX-5 versus the... Yeah, whatever that thing is, the buggy. The buggy of destiny, which is cocking a wheel in the corners. It's like a dog taking a slash on a lamppost. But most importantly, we're up the inside. The big send. The big send. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. And then, yes, lovely. Very nice. Our little Mazda doing the business. Oh, is it going to be a Mazda 1? Oops. Steady. Can that MX-5 make it a Mazda 2-3? Ouch here. The Can-Am thing gave up. Oh, that's what it is. It's like, is that a Can-Am Illumicraft thingy? Or is it that buggy that I hate just because it's got the stupidest name of any car ever? It's a buggy that's called Penhall the Choller. Why is it called... It's not a Penhall Choller. I mean, what even is a Penhall Choller? Sounds vaguely dirty. It's like, sounds like some sort of like Australian lewd slang. Like on urbandictionary.au, is that some kind of urban slang? But why is it also Penhall the Choller? What is a Choller and why is this one called Penhall? Both of those things are stupid. Why? 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 I just refuse to drive it out of spite because it has the stupidest name ever. Now, meantime, though, whether that is Penhall the Choller, the infamous Penhall the Choller, Penhall the second of the Choller line, of family Choller, of House Choller. He's trying to make a battle for this. He's trying to gain. Our little... Only 2 Doritos under the hood of this car, not 3. Later ones would have... Later Mazdas would have 3 Doritos under the hood, not this one. Just the 2, but they're doing enough for the moment. Again, we might need some corners before the end of this thing. Because, yeah, he's gaining. 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 Actually, he's not gaining that much for the moment. Oh, we've got some corners as well. Come on. Just a few more turns and I'll be home free. Yes, that looks like it's done the job. But it'll be a first win for the RX-3. And across the line. A 1-3 for Mazda in this race. Not a bad effort. The 05 MX-5 being bested by the 1974 RX-3. Okay, so what time we got on the... We're already past when I thought we'd finish the stream, but that's okay. That's all right. 3 hours 56. So I have an idea, and you might like it. Well, I hope you do. Well, I hope you like it. So, we've been tackling all the events around here. There's a lot of events we can still do around here. We've got 3 dirt events. 3 dirt events, street scene, and then the stream main event actually takes us to the streets of Edinburgh. Now, let me just have a look quickly. You can't really fast travel up there, but I do have an idea. I do have an idea. So, some dirt events over here. Derwent Reservoir Trail. Lakehurst Forest. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to head straight to the main event because we're technically in overtime already, and I've said to myself millions of times before, I don't like streaming for more than 4 hours because it drains my spoons. At the moment, the current stream counter is at 3 hours 57. So... Actually, we need something faster. And we can... I think we have the closest fast travel point we've got is there. The Lego Speed Champion spawn. At, what was it, Nick? What, is it Moss End Freight Yard? As Nick's, nicknamed this place, Badoom Tish. So it was terrible. Sorry, that was very bad. But yes, we are... Especially as this is where Kirsty McKenzie is living at the moment. She's moved to Edinburgh from back home in the Highlands. She's doing a master's at university, and that's why she's ended up in Edinburgh, and now she's street rally racing.
Turn left.
Hooking up with Team Timestorm.
In 100 meters, turn right.
Backfires in the RX-3, and now we're in the night time. Nighttime is the right time. So yeah, the main event is a street racing event. It's a street scene event, technically, out in Edinburgh. It's one I think we looked at last time, but we didn't have any cars ready to do it. This time, I think we're going to either have a car for it, or it might need some work. But we're going to have a look. We're going to have a look regardless. Because you remember Joe Tackett's Honda Civic? At the start of the stream, it was rated around 830, so it was in the S1 class. And actually dialing it back to A800 makes it way more controllable. But you can build it up to S1 spec. The problem is, at that point, the horsepower starts to outweigh any grip, especially with it just being front-wheel drive.
Turn around when it is safe to
So that's when you start pondering maybe converting into all-wheel drive, which I have done with that car before, to staggeringly good results. Oh, we got a speed trap there as well. So, yeah, welcome to Edinburgh. It's very, very pretty at the best of times, let alone at night. As that guy's probably experiencing at the moment. And we go over here. And there's an event over here called Night City Nightcity-nightcity.exe hyphen. Race competitively against driver tires. S1, S1, S1. Okay, as I thought, it's for S1 rated cars. So, what that means is... it's time for Joe Tackett to level up. It is time for Joe Tackett to level the F up. So, let's head back over here. And let's build our Civic, ready for the showdown. The showdown with what, you might ask? Well, you'll see. You'll see. It said something about Night City, so, that may be familiar to some of you. But we are going to build... we're going to build the Civic. We're going to build the city from rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. So, where is the Honda? Where is the Honda Civic? There it is. The plan as well is if I can acquire the Prelude at some point, I'll put that as the A800 rated car. So, Civic CRX Mugen. Now, at the moment, it looks nice and clean and trim. That's good. But what if we had a splitter on the front and then a wang? Actually, the wang massively decreases the rating, but it does give us a lot of handling. 8.2 and 8.9 handling. Yeah, we need that. Right, so, yep, the tyres are all good. I think I mostly just took the power off and also cut the weight, but... you don't want it too light, because I'm not going to say, I think sport weight reduction. So you take some of the speakers out of the car and strip it back a bit, so that's fine. That's okay. We're on 279 horsepower. 745 kilos. 741 kilos. It looks GTA San Andreas. It does, actually. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, I'm actually looking at things that... so actually, yeah, it's the 1.6 litre, but it's bored out to 2 litres. Makes total sense. 822. 36, 364. I don't want to put more than 340 to 350 horsepower into this thing, if possible. Like I say, after that, especially in 5, the handling's even more skittish in 5 when you put that much power through it. 352. So that gets us up to around 840 performance points. See, that's a big mod. So that 380 horsepower. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. The pistons are on. The oil cooling. The flywheel can bolster up. 838. The exhaust is on. That's maxed up. That's maxed up. Is the air intake maxed up? Yep. So I think we've either got 842 points, 352 horsepower. This is gonna be real scary hours. Potentially real scary hours. But is this the final evolution of Joe Tackett's Dream Civic build and his redemption arc as a street racer after the embarrassment of his years with Apex Glide and being Bleo Farty Barbie's bitch? Actually, that is a point. Weight reduction, what does that do? 791. Handling 8.2. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Right, so there we go. The final evolution of our Civic, ready to take on the mysterious Night City race in Edinburgh. And this will become basically our S1 rated street racer. Or street scene racer, I should say. And once again, we'll head over to the LEGO Speed Champions bit. And we will see. Well. And we'll break some wood. Got wood? Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore, you don't. Not anymore, you don't.
Around when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, so, you remember what I said about putting too much power through the front wheels? I think arguably we may have already put too much through with 350.
In 100 meters, turn right.
We are also in the rain, it's worth pointing out, so... But it is a little rocket ship, just under 750 kilograms, so it weighs about as much as an ant. As much as an ant on the Atkins diet. It weighs about as much as an ant that's been attending Weight Watchers for 6 months.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Also, I like the fact this is the summer season. It's pouring down with rain. Yeah, that is accurate. That's very accurate. Look at this thing. It is an absolute rocket ship. Like I say, the handling is even more skittish and prone to massive amounts of... We've gone full Jordan Cop. We have. We really have. We have done that. And will it be enough to conquer the Night City event? And what is one of those when it's at home? Well, we just set 161 miles an hour through the speed trap down Main Street in Edinburgh. Which has unlocked the next round of Speed Trap Hero. And we've won a Noble M600 out of that. So, what is... Well, we got our Noble M600. There it is, actually. We could run it right out of the box if we want to. But we're not going to. We ready for the stream main event? The Joe Tackett Dream Civic build. And what is a nightcity.exe race when it's at home? Well, I don't know if you can see off to the left there. Our opponent. In what's that? A Quadra VTEC. No, that's not another Honda. That's a Quadra VTEC, as in a car from Cyberpunk. And there's an ad break coming up, so I'm going to wait a moment. Because thanks for going to try and ruin the main event start. Like, oh, are we ready for the stream? Bruce Buffer's intros in the Octagon. This is the main event of the commercial break. Right, so... Yeah. VTEC children's toys. Unfortunately not. We're basically racing against the Quadra VTEC, which is a car from Cyberpunk 2077. So we're racing a car that's... well, we're in 2018, so 77 minus 18. Is that 59 years in the future? Alright. This, yeah. If anything's going to prove Joe Tackett's redemption arc, it's going to be this. Let's do it. There it is. Look at it. Oh, also the Quadra VTEC's all-wheel drive, I believe. And while we're here, we may as well... oh, by the way, can you just stand still? Got to take a snap of you. The Quadra Cyberpunk 2077 Quadra VTEC. Oh, only from 2058. Oh, okay, so only 40 years younger than our car. 40 years into the future. And, yeah, it's time for a street race around Edinburgh against the Quadra VTEC. It's the Quadra VTEC versus the 80s VTEC. VTEC versus VTAC it. If I remember rightly, it pulls fine enough. If you keep it in third gear, it pulls fine, because first and second and just wheel spin everywhere. It's just... which means... Ow! Cock. Ignore that. Ignore that. I must say, I do really like the Quadra VTEC. I've owned one before in this game on my first save when I beat this. This is just NFS sprint race. It really is. We're not far on this becoming NFS Unbounded at this point. Ooh. Right. 50% done through the race. Come on. Oh, do we go for the send up here? We do. We do. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Or if we do, we try and... Oh, no, cock. And of course, some blithering granny in a Ford Fiesta has ruined our send there, but maybe it just wasn't... Maybe it's definitely not meant to happen here. Well, we got away with it that time. The Quadra VTEC actually grazed the Fiesta there. But we're right in his gun sights. He's right in our gun sights. Oh, what a pass! What a pass! Oh, side by side, banging wheels. And we're in the lead. We're in the lead. Ahead of a literal space car that doesn't exist. We are leading in our Civic. A Honda Civic is leading. Alright, 3/4 of the way through. We've still got a quarter of the way to go. A quarter race distance, and he's still there. He is right there. Twisty City Streets, please save me. Please rescue me. No, come on, talk. Okay, now it's a run to the line. Uh-oh, it's a drag race to the line. Oh, come on! Oh! No, he's not able to put the power down. He's not going to do it. Yes! What a dub for Joe Tacky and our heroic little Civic. Giving up 52, 62, 72, 82, 48 performance points to the Quadra VTEC, a car literally from 40 years in the future from this game. Oh, yeah. What a job. Well, I mean, our opponent was wearing a nice hat, I suppose. Nightcity.exe complete. And nicely, it was also a pink slip race, apparently, because we now get our opponent's car, which is very tasty. I will give you that. It's a very, very tasty car, actually. Bugard. Bugard. And we've leveled up across the board. Street scene round 8. Level, 3. We've unlocked an air horn to annoy the neighbours with. Life is good. We've also got a wheel spin. Life is very good right now. Life is very lovely and tasty and nutritious. And we've unlocked another hat. We've got another hat. Oh.
Last round of street scene, yeah? After this, we make the final round of eliminations, and then after that, something big is coming.
So this is a PG stream. Right. So, I think with all that done, what we're going to do is we're going to, I think, take a little cruise in our new car. In our new car that we've won off a pink slip. It's the rewards of beating your blacklist rival. Yeah, let's have a little cruise in our... Like I say, it is very sexy. Sounds like it's got some kind of V10 under the hood. I always thought it sounded like a Lamborghini or like Audi V10. And let's set course back for home, shall we? After a triumphant day's racing. Team Timestorm's really starting to come together. Kirsty McKenzie holding down the rally section. Joe Tackett's redemption arc as a street racer with his fleet of Hondas that he's assembling. We now just need... Well, we had a hint of Dragon Road racing. Chrysler V10, maybe. If Chrysler exists nearly 60 years in the future. I remember rightly, yeah, it's 7 speed as well.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Alright, will. So we're just going to take a nice cruise. I also love the dashboard and everything. And look at the steering wheel. Can you tell this is from a game called Cyberpunk? Inspired by cyberpunk aesthetics. And based on a cyberpunk game called Cyberpunk. It's about as cyberpunk as it's possible to be. I'm also not sure what the nodding dog with the robot eye is on the dash. I'm assuming that's something to do with the game. Joe Tackett is just mean this time. So the redemption arc of X-Nick291, X, is going along nicely. But we've got Joe Tackett and Kirsty McKenzie as the inaugural members of Team Timestorm, holding things down. We now need a road racer, a drag racer, and then Drift will be the other one as well. And maybe a cross-country person, if we can be bothered. If we can be bothered, really. But for the meantime, it's been another lovely time out here. I'm very glad that I decided at 10 AM this morning that I was going to actually stream today. You know me, most of the time I'm like, I want to plan in advance, but I have no idea if I'll have the spoons or my body will actually be able to do that thing in advance.
400 meters.
I have an autistic brain that wants to plan 6 months in advance, and an ADHD brain that immediately wants to throw everything out the window because it wants to do something different every 5 minutes.
Turn right.
It's a fun clash of dichotomies up there.
Turn right.
It's great fun, honestly. It's great fun,
Turn left.
he said very sarcastically.
Turn
But
left.
yeah, today was very much a game time decision, and I'm very glad we did it. It was one of those things where I was like, do I even want to keep doing this Forza Horizon 4 plays? But I think we've kind of given it some reason for existing, I suppose. It's kind of come together rather nicely today. This will probably be our last Horizon stream before Christmas.
Destination.
We'll probably be back at it maybe in the betwixtmas time, the kind of period between Christmas and New Year. But either way, and any festival playlist events that happens between now and then, those will be the only things I actually do in the game, which will help us acquire some more cars and stuff like that. As we take a look at our sexy new futuristic car. Does it? Ah, okay, yes, it's definitely not front engine. I'm assuming it's not front engine. Yeah, that doesn't look like an engine to me. I'm assuming the engine's back here somewhere. There it is. It's in there. But yeah, very sexy, and a good reward for all our endeavours. And, well, it kind of looks like the Rover SD1, which is appropriate given that the stream kind of started with acquiring a rare car, a rare, very 80s style car, and it's concluded with kind of doing the same thing. But, yeah, that will do it for today. Thank you all so much, it goes without saying, for hanging out as usual. Love you all very much.